Good morning. Good morning, folks. How long has it been? Not that long if you came yesterday. Hello. Hello, hello. I'm occupying the corner of the screen, as you can see, but you know what I'll do? Let's sneak ourselves back to the center. Let's sneak ourselves back to the center. And are you ready? Are you ready for new bun? New bun, new bun. Ta-da! Ta-da! Hello, friends. It is I, New Bun. Hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. We made it at last to to the world of New Bun. Thank you so much for the kind words and for the even kinder patience. Oh my gosh, what are we doing? Is it train? Are we doing train? Oh my god, Ash. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the... Oh my gosh, 7,300 bits. 7,300 bits. Wowie. Thank you so much for the bun train. So hype. But yes, so allow me to scoot a little bit closer. Hello, hello. Hi friends. It is I, Bun. So new badge. Oh my gosh, you made it to 25k bits. Amazing. Hi friends. It is New Bun. Thank you so much for the kind words and for waiting for Bun to come out. Puts my hand down. I am sitting. The first thing that you may notice is that I am now seated. Before I talk more, oh gosh, thank you so much for before I get into thanking folks for all of the subs, thank you so much. Nice to see you 20. And basically everyone, wait, hold on. Before we get into that, how is audio? Is audio okay? Can everyone... When I opened up OBS maybe 3 days ago to get ready for my scenario with Sol, I was shocked to find out that my audio had gone down the drain. So I've done my best to repair it. But let me know if it zips at any point. In fact, I hope the audio is better now than it was during these scenarios. Good, wonderful. Thank you so much. But yes. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. First of all, are they? I wonder. First of all, thank you so much to everyone who came along to watch the Bun Lore updates these last 2 days, which were scenarios, Emoclaw, TRPG scenarios played with Sol and I. Oh, thank you so much, Jazzy Rice. I'm just going to go through and try and thank folks for all of these subs that I missed out on. Also, okay, going all the way back, thank you so much for the $10 donor, Ash. money for a taco. I have never bought a taco before, but I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Ash has given probably an innumerable amount of subs these last few streams, and oh, thank you so much. I have indeed done the rigging over again. I've never bought a taco. No. Oh, wait. Thank you, Fierce, for the Dango redeem. Hold on. I will soon do this. Thank you, Ash, for how many gift subs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 gift subs. Thank you so much. Oh, Supergram, hello. Thank you so much for the resub. Welcome back to Bun Forest. A lot. It has been a lot, truly. Also, thank you so much to Key for resubscribing for 15 months. It's really been a while, hasn't it? Who else? We've got Mario, who subbed for 15 months as well. Thank you so much for the welcome back, and Bun Raves. Welcome back, Bird, for 10 months as well. Thank you for the resubscribed. And Osamu, Story Bun Raves back. Thank you so much. And thank you, Ash, for the 7,400 bits these last few days. I am very, very grateful. But weeps. I don't know if I am much deserving, but this is indeed what I've been working on these last few months, as rebuilding the bun overlay and also redoing the bun model. Gosh. So yes, those are our thank yous. Thank you so much, guys, for supporting the bun content. Oh, and Hakunon nods that too. Before I turn Dango on for Evius, let us just run super briefly through the model. So there's not necessarily a lot to this model. Otherwise, oh, thank you so much, someone for the kind words. Oh, thank you. Thank you for all of the kindly words. I spent a lot of time, like, without going into how much time exactly. It's been a lot of time, but I think that we've come to a point where I can basically call it done for now. I did want to mention briefly that the scenarios that I did with Sol, very kind of you to come along, if you did come along. No. Thank you. You don't need to give me anything. Is that there's been 2 scenarios so far. One of them, the first one, was the Cold Village, which featured Clay, Turt Clay, as some of you might remember from the first scenario. And then we went to Cryptid Ocean Adventures with Other Bun, and then they vanished. Buns vanished. Thank you, Nanami. Thank you. That's right. No, that's kidnapping. Nods. But there is going to be another. So basically, this time around, I had made it the goal to piece together these 2 scenarios and then release the third one a little bit later, as in, I figured I would just debut first. I just put the new assets out first, and then nods, and then get to the third scenario, in which some more things are explained, maybe, possibly. And Noah-kun gets released from Bun jail. Maybe. Possibly. Who knows? But indeed, we do have a little bit more to go when it comes to the Bun story. But as you can see, we have we've come to the forest. Basically, Bun has entered day mode. This is day mode. Bun answers Pog. Thank you, Osamu. Bun jail indeed. Noah's done working the burrows. Well, who knows where Noah is? Who knows? Such a tranquil forest. Thank you. Thank you very much. Noah. The next scenario will be nearing the end, I would say, of the Bun lore tales. Which I guess you can look forward to after how many hours has it been? 10 or 11? For whoever has endured the Bun lore for that many hours. That's right. Day mode. Let's get into... Wait. Let's get back to the model. Oh, Hal! Thank you, Hal, for subscribing with Prime. Thank you for giving me your Prime. Thank you, thank you. So. This is New Bun. Hello. I am New Bun. My Prime is yours. Oh, thank you, Hal. Shakes your hand. This is my main chatting screen. Here we have the chat on the side. There are a few little extras which I will toggle on here. So we have a chat bubble here, in which I can type whatever is going on. So today we have Bun debut, and some running subtitles. I give her the Bun cheers. New Bun. Hello, Trooper. I am indeed a slightly new Bun. Nods. Also, thank you, Epheus. My hair is indeed a bit translucent down the bottom. What is the red dot by the flower on chat? It's just a color. It's just a color to indicate different subs, I think. But everyone is a flower because I didn't change it. But if you have a look on the side when I type, hello. I have an icon. Only Bun has an icon. Bun has a Bun icon. But yes, so I thank you. So I have a little chat bubble, and then I also I have a tablet, which I will show you later. But this overlay, this new overlay is a little bit modular. But I've just made some adjustments so that I can include more things or do more things on the main chat screen. So the chat can also be moved to the side here. So I can also move it to the side and do things here, down at the front, down at the bottom front, and then I can go back to the other side. It's different color depending on yeah. I think so, and moderator, I think, but they're not very different. They're not very different. From what I know, moderator is like pink, and from afar you probably wouldn't be able to notice, which is I apologize. Maybe we'll get to that. But I also have a now reading tab, so if I'm reading something, everything scrolls. Oh, it's Bun time. I'm not reading anything, it's just Bun time right now. Graphics design, thank you. Thank you for the kind words. I worked really hard on this overlay. So today the plan is, one, I'm going to show you my model. I'm going to show you what, I guess, little things that have changed with my model, things that are the things that look familiar. Just a couple of the toggles that I have. And then I'm going to show you some of my overlay screens. So you'll be able to see the Bun's new home, basically. Bun's new home in the digital world. And then I will show you my slides. So I've got a few slides, but since I'm Scuff, I'm just going to be doing it in Paint Tool Sci, as you do. And then after those slides, I'm going to, as I mentioned, I'm going to run you through a sneak peek of how some of these assets were made, or I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the behind the scenes work that goes into making a bun update happen. Now, this is something that I've never done before. Usually, whenever I have updated the model, I've just come out with the new assets, and then that's kind of been it. But this time, we love Scuff Bun. Thank you for being here for Scuff Bun. Scuff Bun appreciates it. And then, if all goes well, maybe I'll read you a story, and then if that goes well, maybe I'll sing you a song. But I don't, no guarantees about the song. No guarantees, I'm afraid. Be so cool to see your process. It would be, but... Oh, Aurelia Nickel, thank you so much for the resub. Welcome back. Nods. Also Ash, please hang in there with all of the gift subs. I know you are on a roll, but also just, yeah, nods. Bun sings, Bun doesn't sing. Thank you so much for the gift sub to Moyed as well. Welcome back, Mazu, to the hell. Jazzy Rice, you've been self-learning graphic design stuff. Yes, I don't know if there's anything you could learn from me, because I am predominantly an illustrator person. But we're hanging there, does it again. Exactly. But I'm a little bit nervous about showing you these things, and it was quite hard to track some of them down because I delete a lot of progress. Anything that's not finished tends to get deleted, but I've managed to track things down for a while. Oh, thank you, Hal. Oh, Danny, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. Nods. You're on mobile too. Oh, I'm sorry, Moy. Ash, no worries. Thank you so much. But anyway, model. Where should we go? Let's go to the minimal screen. Oh, also, you might have seen a glimpse of it earlier, but I have a new transition as well. Let's go, Z's. Ta-da! Ta-da! Hello, Bursky. You're back. Everyone on mobile. So this is my new transition, which is not that long, but if you got a good look at it, I hope you like it. Oh wait, no. Where's my banner? Here we go. We'll turn this on. Thank you for the kind words. I made it this time. I made my own transition this time. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Things are so well put together. Thank you so much. Thank you for the kind words. I worked really hard on that transition as well, even though it's 2 seconds long. So I'm going to run away from chat for a moment so that I can get into VTube Studio. Yes, we can also customize the backgrounds and whatnot too. But for now, we're just going to stick with the background that I made for this overlay set. Yes, new model debut. It's a new model debut today. So let's scroll back a little bit. So here we have Full Bun. Hello guys, it is I, Small Bun. I am small. Here you can get a look at me. Get a look at me on my seat. Up in full. So some of you will have will recall that Bun usually comes out of a coffin. Now, all of my iterations up until now have lived in a coffin. I'm not going to say that I don't live in a coffin anymore, but if you look carefully at my seat, you can see the ghost of a coffin in the outline. Can you see it? You're the ashes of your coffin? That's not what I meant, but maybe that's not what I meant. Maybe that's about right. But I did my best to just maintain a hint of the coffin of the past in the shape. It's a little bit easier to tell in hold on. You know what I'll do? Here we go. Now that I've turned that off, we're in the dark. We're in the dark. You can get a good look at the shape of my coffin seat. Do you see it? Ta-da! But as you can see, in my usual size, I just kind of blend into the background, which is the intention of the way I've put together this background. But anyway, let's go a little bit closer. Hello. So as you can see, I have legs. Bun has legs now. I am sitting. Nice little Easter eggy. Well, it's pretty hard to notice if you aren't like aware that it's there. But I did put it in there so that you could see it. This was quite difficult to make look right. I think the pose of the model, if only because the things that I wanted it to do, like I wanted to do stuff like to be able to put my legs down a bit more and whatnot, but when I was rigging it, it was a little bit hard to make the exact poses that I wanted to have there come to life. So I've decided to just focus on bun seat. And so I am now sitting in my little tree nest place. And my tree, it moves a little bit when I do, but not that much. It's floating in place. But either way, let's run through our toggles. So I have an arm to put down. I can I can put my arm down, and I can just sit like this on my seat. Wiggles with Bun. Wiggles. But yes, so my hand comes up like this, and as you can see, the fingers do a little bit of wiggling. Wiggle fingers. You like the tassels? Thank you so much. Wiggles was totally a hint. In terms of other, well, thank you. I try to be a bit more bouncy. I know that not all YouTubers like to be bouncy, but I love being bouncy. I love being bouncy, so I do my best to have a little bit of bounce, a bit of bounce in my model. So, In terms of other toggles, we have a drawing toggle. I have a little board that I can use to draw. As you can see, I think it's just the right amount of bounce. Thank you. I think that by most VTubing standards, what I've got as a bounce is on the heavy side. Not gonna lie, but it's just what I prefer. I like it when my model is quite expressive, but the reason for this is also to do with the kind of content that I make. So, yes, it does. Thank you for asking. So, my tablet pen, as you can see, is rigged to my mouse X and Y. So, I'm gonna wiggle my mouse. You can see me drawing madly. It's not a spud arm. It's rigged directly into my model. You see, the reason why I can't use spud arm for this part of my model, some of you who use spud arm will know, but the tablet that you get is front facing, and so is the hand. And for a number of reasons, it's not practical for me to use that hand anymore. So, Audia, welcome. Hello. I am just introducing some little details to my new model, Nods. So I have a drawing pen that draws. It's rigged to my X and Y, so now you can see me drawing like a madwoman when I'm doing it. Oh, Bird, thank you so much for the resub. Are my alerts not on? On it? What? Yeah? I don't think my alerts are on the screen. Oh no, I'll have to add them later. Oh no. But yeah, thank you. I think that the pen is fun, but this is the closest that I can get to an in-character spud hand. However, I have indeed updated my spud hand. I drew another hand. Oh, yeah, I drew another hand. Nods. Wiggles. Wiggling my mouse. But yeah, here we are. Thank you, Livid. Thank you so much. So that's my drawing hand. I also have, as Epheus did a very kind redeem earlier, I have a dango. My dango friend has returned. My dango friend has come back. My friend. Some of you might have missed the dango from my second iteration model, and it was one of my favorites. I think one of my favorite add-ons from back in the day is my dango pal. Dango has returned and is very huggable. A very huggable dango. I love dango. Dango, so good. But yes, my pal, my squishy pal, and it jiggles a little bit with me. Dango. Squishy, that's right. Dango squish. Look, my dango doesn't do anything or say anything. It doesn't emote, but my dango wiggles. My dango wiggles, and that's all I need it to do. Thank you, but yes, dango friend. Not gonna lie, there's not a lot that went into like the actual toggles. Like I can do stuff like turn bun off, so you can get a look at my chair. Bun vanish, and then I can also turn my seat off. Stuff like that. Dango. Oh, thank you for looking at the chair. I did indeed make a chair. I have a couple of others, which I can show you momentarily. But let's shuffle a little bit closer. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Hello. I am big. Big Bun. So big. Is that comfortable? Who knows? We'll find out after I spend some time in it. Bun's in. Bun big. So, I think for me, some of you might have noticed, but the foundational rigging of my face is based on my previous model. So if you're thinking, oh, at least Bun's face kind of looks the same, well, you should still be able to tell that it's me. But the foundation of the face is the same. So I've done my best to expand a bit on some of the working angles and the feeling of the expressions. But if you lined these two models up, you should still be able to see the difference, if that makes sense. The expressiveness of the face when it comes to rigging for me, or at least when it comes to rigging bun models for me, is always very important. I just look so happy. Bun tries to be happy. The expressiveness of the face and the feeling of maybe natural isn't quite the right word, but I want to get like a feeling of self from the model. And so I do my best to rig the face in a way where it's like expressive. Maybe it's not like perfect. I don't use V-Bridger or anything to do mouth shapes or forms. But this is probably the best that I can do, expression-wise for now. I just want it to be warm. I just want it to be expressive. I just want it to portray a good amount of feeling so that people think, oh, Bun is frowning. Bun is mad. Or Bun is surprised. My surprised eyes get even more surprised this time. Oh, thank you so much. Bun shock. Bun shock. I want it to be expressive, but I don't want to use toggles. I want it to be expressive with my own face, which is kind of a big ask. Of course, I'm still anime character, so there's a limit to that. But gasps in Spanish. But as always, I have my flower eyes toggle, the flower eyes return, and then I also have a set of white eyes, which some of you might recall. The white eyes return as well. Nods. So being naturally expressive rather than expressive on command. I mean, more or less. I mean, so here's the thing. It's not like my content has changed, right? Like my model will change. My overlay has changed. These are all to build the mood within the stream. But I'm not gonna fool you into thinking that I am somehow becoming like a more interesting person or more interesting streamer, because the plan is still to read plenty of 19th century fiction on this channel. True story. I'm like here to read. I'm here to read. the toggleable expressions are cool and all, but being able to change based on your actual expression is... Well, that's what I think. It's also just like not appropriate for me to be like changing my expressions on command because I am reading or I'm drawing or stuff like that. Right. Oh, thank you, Goldie. Thank you. I have got a couple of little floating ice sparkles. Ice sparkles within the eye that make it look a little bit more lively. I can zoom in just a tick. Thank you, Hone, for the Bun Drink Water and Bun Sketch reading. Let's zoom in. Do, 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 do. Can you see? It's like there's meant to be something floating around on the inside of my eyes. It's quite hard to notice, but it's there. Bun is so close, I'm kind of shy. I am shy too. I am shy too. Zooms out. That's social distancing, guys. Social distancing. So subtle but so pretty. Thank you. It's I don't have very much animation within my eyes, outside of the basic rigging, but I thought that this would be a nice touch to make them look a little bit more eye-catching. Is the mask gone? The mask is gone. I have gotten rid of the eyes. I am sorry. Sorry, folks. But as always, I still have this face. The evil bun. The evil bun looking at you. Nods. Ah. Yes. Oh, right. I did add some extras to my expression. So now when I pout, you can see me making this expression. Oh wait. Confused. Oh, pout. Bun pout. Bun thoughtful. But yeah, these are just expressions made with my face, made with my actual face. I will maybe. No. But I have a little bit more in terms of what makes my expressions lively, I think. So, bun brow furrows, bun concern. The face. Anyway. That is our model. There's a couple more things which I can show you, but I will get to those momentarily, I think. But nods. The surprised eyes with the pout is interesting. Then surprise. Don't I just look like that all the time? The uwu face. So, here is the buzz, guys. Here is the buzz, guys. No, Zero, it's okay. Don't pull out the flower eyes. It's all good. We're just hanging. We're just chilling here. I will show you another screen of mine that I have been... Let's run through the rest of them. So... And also, while I'm doing this, you can see my transitions. So we're back to the main chat. So on the side you can see we have story buns, we have main chat. Main chat's not that big, but my chat's usually not that fast, so I thought that having about five messages is, you know, it's probably about right. The chat can be moved to here or the side, and then we have the talk bubble here. Then there's also a dono bar down the bottom. I don't know if you can tell, but the branches, so the branches at the front that you can see blurred, they move. They only move slightly. Vibe screen. They only move slightly. However, they do move. So you can just get a feeling for a slight breeze passing through. A slight breeze passing through the screen. And also, yeah, as I mentioned, we have the backgrounds. I'm going to vanish. We have our tree background. Here amongst the branches, we have Bun. The reason why I have positioned things like this is because, as you can see, it gives me about maybe 75% of the screen to kind of move freely. And because my model is no longer standing, I occupy a different kind of space on the screen. And so by having, I chose to position elements on the screen like this so that I could be this size. So I could run my entire stream at this size if I wanted to, or if I wanted to, I could also run the entire stream at this size. And you would probably think to yourself, looks about right, right? Like, no matter how big I am on the screen, I can kind of live around these elements, and I don't have to be a particular size. And so that's why I've chosen to do the screen in this style. Also, if you have a look, my chat bubbles and whatnot are also slightly transparent, so you can again see through the back, and then you can see through the back again through the elements. So I don't have a chat box. I have chat elements that fit into different modules on the screen, and most of them can be moved. Most of these elements can be moved. It's just that this is the arrangement that I like them in, so I just will keep them like this, methinks. So this is my main screen. Here we'll transfer over to my secondary screen. So here's my widescreen. This is the kind of we'll turn off Bun again. So this is the kind of screen that I am using for my widescreen. I think I mentioned this in passing in some of my previous streams leading up to today, but I've made some pretty questionable design choices, I guess you could say, in the world of YouTubers, in choosing to do it this way. Because as you might be able to see, these elements on the side here, they're all diagonal. They're all diagonal, they're not straight. And not only are they not straight, but they have outer glow. they have outward glow. But here we have an element from the tree, blending into the back behind me. Oh, thank you! Do you like the snow? I do have some little particles at the side. Oh, thank you! Thank you so much for liking the animated branches. I'm not very good at animating things, so I went to a lot of trouble to make these assets. But so here's the widescreen. Now this widescreen, I've made it so that I can adjust. So instead of doing things in different screens like I did in my previous overlay, I have toggleable frames that will change the size of the screen. So here I'll show you some customizable parts, but everything can be switched on and off. I have maybe 7 or 8 different layers to this overlay. And one of the reasons why, so there's a ticket in the front. This looks like it'll get in the way, right? This one down the down near the story buns and paint tool side. It is a lot of layers, and I don't think I would advise people to do overlays like this unless they have like they have the unhinged desire to do so, because it's quite heavy to run stuff like this. But we can do stuff like turn the bottom ticket off, so we can turn this off should it need be. I can also turn my like frames off and my buttons here off. But as you can see, oh thank you. I did my best. I did my best to make it look nice. As you can see, when I turn my draw screen on, it looks a little bit like I'm sitting between the tickets. So when I'm drawing and stuff, it looks like I have a little corner of the... Oh. 0. 0. Take your points back. 0. Take your points back. Oh. Okay. For a little while. For a little while. We'll turn on the white eyes. Hello. They're white now. But yes, when I put my model in the corner like this, it looks a little bit 3D, I think, which I think is a nice touch for me. Thank you for the kind words. But here we're going to cut to oh, so I've shown you my minimal screen. I have another screen. I have another very special screen that I have been saving in my pocket to show you, and I've hinted at what it is. I've left you very, very big hints as to what it is. But let's go to it. Ta-da! I'm on a train! Hi guys! This is my train screen! Bun choo choo! I'm on a train! Guys! Look at me! I'm on a train! But yeah, so here is my special train screen. As you can see, I even have a reflection in the window. I have a reflection in the window. Thank you. Indeed, a very good train. Thank you, Sol. I had to ask for Sol's rescue in exporting this train out from After Effects because I wasn't able to get it right. Thank you for the kind words. Here's my train. I have no reason for doing this other than I like trains. Like yeah. There's no meaningful reason for it. I just like trains. So I decided on a whim that I was like, you know, I want to do a train layout. I want to do a train layout. If reflection had spooky. I can't do that. The reflection is a real-time reflection. I can't change the reflection. But we have some toggleable backgrounds. Like ultimately I can just change the background for whatever. But here we're gonna take off. Gonna go out to the field. We're on a ride. You might not be able to hear it very clearly, but there is also train ambience. This train ambience. Here, I'll turn this off briefly. We're on a train. We're on a train ride. Now, the only bad thing I can say about this overlay is that you can see my ugly mirrored face and wow, leaps. Ugh. So you have to see my ugly mirrored face. Oh, some of you will know this because I mention it every time I do a model update, but I rig using Live 2D 3.2, kindly given to me by Geofinch, and so it doesn't have some of the functionality that Live 2D 4.2 has, and no, it's I don't do things in mirror. I just do everything by eye. so the payoff is that my mirrored face looks a bit different. It doesn't look symmetrical. My face isn't even remotely symmetrical. But yes, Bun looking out. Bun looking out. But yes, we are just traveling, and this is how we go. Come back. Oh, my legs also go down. If I want to sit. If I have my drawing or my dangle pal, my legs also go down here. Back to the normal eyes for a bit. Dangle returns. Draw. Hello Ren, hello Ducky, yes. So we're traveling with Bun. I did this train screen in the hopes that it would be like a comfy place that like I would enjoy being, because I like trains. It's actually not deeper than that, but you know, it's why tickets and stuff keep appearing on my stream. It's just that I like trains. Bun likes trains, and then this is where we are. Oh yeah, very comfy. Thank you. I'm glad you find it comfy. Now here's the thing. I made some extra assets. Also I have so my talkie bubble appears on the screen too. So here we can see here the Bun talkie bubble, Bun debut. Oh, Jazzy Rice! Oh, thank you so much for coming. If you need to sleep, please sleep well. Nods. There is perspective on my bubble. Have you ever been on a train before? I've been on a train before, yes, but it's been quite a long time since I last been on a train. Too bad it covers the Bun reflection, though you can actually see the Bun reflection behind it. If you look carefully, you can actually see it behind it. Yeah. It's true. But here's another thing. So, you know I like to read, right? And this is a conundrum that I've been kind of tossing over for quite a while. Like, how do I... Oh, thank you, Ambi. Thank you. I work so hard to make it satisfying aesthetically. Such a high-tech train? Not really. It isn't really, but it is meant to have the feeling of a train. I even wiggled the train frame a bit so that you could feel a sense of movement. Like, even if it's not like a huge sense of movement. I wanted it to feel like the train was maybe going somewhere. I have a tablet. So here's the thing. It's Bun Kindle, it's Bun tablet. what I'm going to do is I'm gonna pull it up, and then it's going to you'll get it. You'll get it when I turn it on. Da-dun. Da-dun. Now this is my Firefox screen. This is my Firefox screen. And so I made this so that if I want to read on stream, and it's something that I can share with you guys, so it's something that you can read along with me. It's Bunpad. It's Bun iPad. Oh, Black Haze. Thank you so much for subbing with Prime. Hold your hands. Pretty bunny. Leaps. Do you think you'd ever sell Kindle iPad stickers with this design? Would anyone want this kind of thing? Seems a bit... seems a bit odd. The train moving is very subtle. It's not a whole lot of movement, but it's just a little bit, you know? Just a little bit for the vibe. It's okay static. I think it's always going to be fine static, but I wanted to have the movement there because I think it just helps add to the atmosphere. Oh yeah? The Kindle is static. No, it's not. So this is my bun pad, and it takes a cap of my screen. So now if I want to read using this screen, you guys can follow along. I was going to read this story for you guys in a few ticks. The Happy Prince by Oscar Wilde. But yeah, so I know that it's kind of been a conundrum, or like some people are interested in reading along. Maybe you can see how badly I read if we will read along. But if I do it like this, you guys can see it, right? It's quite legible. I'm using the reader view in Firefox, the F9 reader view, and here, so I'm just like scrolling and whatnot in real time, so we can possibly read along if you so desire. And the tablet and whatnot can also be moved, so I can move it around and like seat it down here, blah blah blah. My main chat screen also has one. But it's horizontal. So it's a horizontal. Yeah, I've gone high tech. Bun's gone high tech. I have my bun pad which moves. I'm moving it. But yes. So I made this so that if you want to, we can read things together. Cyberpunk Bun. I'll be the first to admit that whilst I have a now reading tag, again, it's bun time. I'll be the first to admit that I don't think that I'm exactly a cyberpunk bun, but as you can tell from the kind of overlays that I make, they're not entirely rustic. Like I use a lot of self-drawn elements, and I also use a lot of serif fonts just because it's what I like. I like serif fonts, but the feeling of the overlays shouldn't be like old, if only because I still have like techie elements within. I still have techie elements within the overlays. How about Cowboy Bun? Howdy, partner. Does it work? Am I a cowboy partner bun? Guess we'll go back to white eyes now. There's another screen. There's one more screen, and it is a special one that you guys are familiar with. It is Sea of Stars with Bun. This is probably my favorite place to be. Space Bun, I know. And I am using, oh whoops, I forgot to turn off my other background music. Yay, stars. Are you finding these ambient sounds? The music that I use, I'll update all of my my credits and whatnot after the debut, after the stream is over. But I'm using the same assets as before. It's music that I found on Dover, which is stream safe. The floating constellations are made by my very talented friend T. Cuppity. She has a shop in which she sells these assets. But here is her new constellation set. I am sitting amongst the stars. Bun sitting amongst the stars. All of the things that I use usually are also available here. So I have my talking bubble. Remember that all of these things can be moved. So I have my talking bubble. So cool and pretty. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. I also have my tablet. My same old tablet as usual. My Bun tablet. I have a now playing if I need it. Nods. I like the screen very much. Those of you who know me from my current model and current set of streams. Oh, also chat is dark mode. That's right, dark mode. The tablet is filtered, yes, that's right. But I like this screen a lot, and I like this particular background music a lot, because it makes me feel very much at peace. Yes, it's my soul stars, sitting in the stars. Makes me feel zen. Perfect. That's exactly the intention. I like the stars, and I like being here. I think I can also go and be small on the side, and we can look up at the stars together. There's a couple of shooting stars overhead, as you can see. Stars flying, and then I can hug my dango pal. And snooze. Nods. So cozy. I'm glad you find it cozy. But yes, so these are my new screens. 1, I'm on a train. And 2, we're back in the forest. And the forest is a little less spooky than before. But I tell you what, let us now go back to this screen here. Bun, try not to be cute. Thank you, Black Haze. So kind, Black Haze. Actually, I think I can go a little bit smaller. How about this? What do you think? Should I big? Should I small? Should I big or small? This is about the right size, I think. So I'm gonna bust out my bun draw board. Lupa Hone. So as I mentioned, I've got some toggles for this screen, for my widescreen, and the main one of these is that I have a border for drawing. Now, it looks like this. So my border for drawing looks like this. I'm basically watermarking my stream. I'm watermarking my stream with my huge name. With my huge username. True story. Like, true story. I always do this, but this time it's like extremely obnoxious. But so I'm going to turn my side screen on. Have my spud hand. My spud hand has made a revival. You can see my hand has returned. Da 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 da. Wonder whose stream this is. I know, right? I wonder who it could be. But the borders can be toggled. So here we can toggle the top border off. We can toggle them like this. If I want bottom only, I can. If we have a widescreen, we also have this. And if it's a square or something, I can also turn the right side on like this. So we have a little bit of customizability in terms of the size and the weight of the borders that go into the stream. Once again, I've made some kind of unconventional, slightly avant-garde decisions to blur all of my borders. Maybe don't ask why. This is just how it turned out. But so the watermark can also be turned on and off. See? For this, what I'm going to do, Bun loves options. I do. That is right. Bun does love options. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to turn them off for now. And we are now... Oh, let's turn my seat off as well. We are now going to go through some slides. Sorry that it has taken me an entire hour to get through to the slides, but but there's nothing on them that you guys don't already know. So hello guys. I'm Bun. This is Bun. I am Bun. This is just information that I guess you'll probably know. My name is Shirazuya Eru, or Story Buns. I'm gonna turn the white eyes off again. Hi folks. I'm Bun. I should have introduced myself an hour and 13 minutes ago, but oh well. My birthday is Christmas Day, which I think is extremely forgettable, and it's probably better that way. It's probably better that way. My height is 156 something. It's 156 something. But judging from my train picture, it could be 156 feet. No, who knows? Meters, of course. Yes, possibly. Gonna make it a point to remember. Oh, Samu. Oh, Samu's smart though. I'm sure you'd remember, even if it's unnecessary. All of my streaming times are in EST, but I live in GST +12/13 because I'm from New Zealand, aka Kiwiland. But I felt like it was kind of pointless to run my streams in that time because none of my mods live in that time. So EST is where most of them, and by most of them I mean 2 of them, live. So that'll do. That'll do. I have long legs. Maybe I have long ears. Also, English, Nihongo, okay. Either way. My tags are Bundead for general and Illusteru for drawing. I am very small-brained, so I forget to check both of them. I deeply apologize. You might have better luck if you want to catch my attention posting stuff in Discord. Very sorry. Holds on to Mazu, who is here at some sad hour of the morning. Good morning, Mazu. I like reading. as some of you will know, because I am Story Buns, I read books. I also like tabletop role-playing games, which is a very new thing, and I'm not very good at them, but it's fun to explore them and play games with friends. If all goes well, maybe we'll do a little bit more TRPG on this channel. You know, if I'm feeling brave, I guess. Always takes a measure of courage. I also like to draw, so drawing. If you aren't familiar, the assets that appear on the channel, for the most part, and by most I mean sort of like 99% of the stuff that appears on my channel is drawn by me. I like games, and by that I mean I like them, but I'm not very good at them, so you may see me like sucking horrendously at games. It's just how it is. Bun scenarios are so godly. Very kind of you to say that. I don't know if they're godly, but they're just stories. They're just Bun stories. I also like original characters. So sometimes if I'm drawing something on stream, maybe it'll be like a character. Maybe I'll be drawing a character for a TRPG, stuff like that. Enjoy my OCs, enjoy their stories. I like saying good morning. I also like breakfast. So these are two things that I like very much. Godlike at DN, I haven't logged into DN for several months. Mostly because I've been doing this update. Good morning, Hone. Other things I like. My favorite characters, I like Team Rocket a lot. I like Team Rocket a lot. I also like Kami version Madoka, God Madoka. Breakfast is pretty poggers. I also play, you might catch me playing Dragon Sea, Starbound. These, maybe. And probably visual novels, so that will appear. But if my friends want to play something, I will try basically anything. Whether I'll be good at it is another question. But so these are the things I usually play. But I have planned to play some Fall Guys. Fall Guys next week. Not Phasmo, I'm afraid. It's so awful time. In terms of shows that I like Evangelion a lot. I also like Time of Eve, which is about robots. It's like Teen Titans, which is a childhood favorite. Drama-wise, I like Hospital Playlist, but I think that it's like in the vibe of stuff that I enjoy, and I have seen Inception a lot of times, probably an uncomfortably a large number of times. Fall Guys, I don't know, I've never played Fall Guys before. We'll see how that goes. We have credits. So, credits. I have some music playing, as you might have noticed. Digimon survive? Says a Digimon mortuary assistant. Yeah, so the background music that I have playing at the moment was composed by the beautiful and talented Tofi Music. So Tofi made this music for me. It's called Story of Solitude, which is about right. The music is so pretty, thank you. It has kind of a lonely feeling, I think, which is what I was going for. Something about it that's a little bit melancholic. But Tofi is very talented. Also, and I forgot to add this into the credits, but the alert sounds that I made, which I don't know if I have on here on the screen. I think I might do. What do you mean jump scares? Guys talking jump scares? thank you for the kind words about the music though. Tofi's very talented. I feel very touched to have Tofi music playing on my stream. But she also made the alert sounds, and every now and then, mayhaps you'll hear. And then we also have the chat. So this is a set called Everyday, made by the wonderful Teacuppity and Wonder Penguin. So Sol and Pengu, these are their pay-to-use releases. I very speedily asked if they would make a change to the font for me, so some of you might notice that this is a different font to the handwriting style that exists in the normal everyday version, and they just were like, you know what, since it's Bun, we'll put in that change for you. So they have made it so that it's just a blocky serif font, as you can see. This is, yes, thank you Tofi. Thank you very much for composing music for Bun. Holds your hands, shakes them fervently. And credit, of course, goes to the moral support that I've received from friends during the making of this everything, of all of these updates, of all of these updates. Welcome, Tofi. Thank you so much. So these are my credits. Bun worked hard. From here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to show you guys the behind the scenes, or some progress, some background chat. It'll be about that sneak peek of Bun's working process. It's not a very good sneak peek, but I can indeed talk a little bit about how these things were made, and I guess the thought that I put into their creation. I already mentioned some things earlier about oh Majesty, thank you so much for the kind words about the model and the assets. What's got it? So we're just gonna go back into the side screen. I'm gonna start this off by putting on the screen Bun's to-do list. So this is my to-do list, and this is the number of things that I have done. This is not including the Bun spud hand. So Bun spud hand should be on this list too. Bun made a spud hand. I'll just zoom out so you can see the list. But it's kind of hefty. It's kind of hefty, to be honest. So much work. Like, did you think that it wasn't a lot of work? Did you ever think that it wasn't a lot of work? So we'll run through it together. Adds Bun spud hand to the bottom of the list. So for the past probably half a year or so, I've been working on some of these things. And no, but I didn't know that it was to this extent. Well, if you count the number of things that have to go into an update, then yeah, it's something like this. But so here we have at the top, we have model work. So one, the model has to be redesigned. So I know that even though it's just story progress, and I'll reiterate this, I like my previous model. I like it a lot, the Bun Evil model. And but you know, here with the progress of the story, I want to update it. I want the changes in Bun's story to reflect in the way the model works. And so I have to redesign the model. I to redesign the clothing and any differences that I want to appear in the way that she looks, Bun looks, and you know, concept. If I have a concept, which I did at this time before starting. Also, I have to design the chair. So I think at an early stage, I decided that I was going to sit. I decided that I was going to try a sitting model for no other reason than I was like, you know, it's kind of unusual. I think that no one will like willingly do a full body sitting model unless they have a place to sit or they have like a good reason to. But I also didn't want to get stuck in the forward-facing, standing, full body. Mostly because if I was just going to do it like that, the evolution in Bun, I feel like wouldn't be as obvious then, perhaps. And also having her be attached to something was also canonically accurate. And so sitting model, Bun sitting model. And she needs a seat. But I don't want her to sit in a chair. I don't want her to sit in a chair. And as you can see, she's not like sitting in a chair. She's like sitting in a nest. She's like sitting in a funny looking tree nest. Tree nest cloud. Tree nest cloud ornament. Who knows what this is? But it's not exactly a chair. I think I knew from the very beginning though that I didn't want her to be sitting in a chair. So this needed also to be designed, and I had to think about this. And then after you design these things, you have to go through and draw the model. And after drawing the model, you have to finish tidying the art of the model. So for me, since I'm more of a painter than I am a line art person, I paint first, then I cut later. I paint first, cut later, so that's why it has render. The model cutting, which takes forever. The model cutting takes forever. It's so tedious, but you gotta do it. Now, as I mentioned, some of the parts of Bun's face and some of the angles, while they've been expanded on, are based on the previous model's Bun. And the reason is because I like that face a lot. I like my previous model. Like, I like it a lot. I put a lot of work into it. And it was nice and expressive. And I just wanted to capture that. And as much as possible, I didn't want to make more work for myself, which obviously, you know, that didn't really pan out. But I didn't want to make more work for myself. So I was like, you know, I want to update the rest of Bun. But I think that if I'm just reusing the way her face is built, then it will save me a little bit of work in the long run. So what I had to do though was I had to go and integrate this new model in this new pose with the current model's face rigging. And thank you. I decided that I would do it like that. You know, like it was an attempt to save on work, which went questionably well, hand wiggles. But doing that also took me a little bit of time in making it fluid. And then I have to go and rig all the parts. So go into Lighter D, remove and redo all of the rigging. So while the basis of the face is the same, I've kept most of the face, and I've updated the art for a little bit of the face, but otherwise the face is similar. Then I went through and I rigged everything else again. The rigging is new, and it's a slightly different. Actually, it's quite a different style to the way that I rigged my previous model. You probably won't know unless you actually look into the Live2D file, but it's different. It's different. And then I spent the last few weeks just kind of slowly tweaking and adjusting and finding what I wanted to improve and make look more fluid and natural, and doing that was quite like a lengthy process of trial and error. So that's the model. This takes a long time. Then we have overlay. So overlay concept design, have to design the overlay. Designing the overlay is the hardest part. Like making the overlay, making these parts, that, you know, could be worse. Honestly, it could be worse. But designing it and thinking about what has to go on screen, what I want to see on screen, how I want it to be portrayed on screen, the kind of mood that I want to create on screen, the kind of mood that I want to have on the stream with me included, the way it should look even without me on the screen. All of these things you have to think about in making the concept of the design. And then as I made the concept of this overlay, I was like, I need a new background. I was like, I think that to create the vibe, the right mood that I want for this overlay, I'm just going to have to paint a new background. So that's what I did. And originally I animated it. So originally I animated the main background, so all of the tree branches and whatnot are like in separate layers. There's like some floating leaves and whatnot. But I kind of abolished the decision because I already had a moving part on that screen, and I thought that having too many videos probably wasn't necessary. Like, you know, if my computer was like extremely powerful, maybe I would just go through and animate it. But in the end, I decided, like after I'd made it, after I'd done it and separated all the layers, and I'd gone into After Effects and actually tested it, I was like, you know what, I think it's okay. I think I'm gonna leave it as static in the background. Have I lost you guys? Have you all fallen asleep? As we're talking about this? Talking about my to-dos? This is my credits. This is Bun's credits. Bun's credits, by the way. He's still here? I'm surprised, but good of you to still be here. After you design the overlay, this is a particular thing for me. This is a particular thing for me, but oh, oh, good to hear all of this. Is it? I don't usually talk about these things when I debut, but today is an exception. Today I'm sharing the bun secrets. I don't know, or the bun grapes, either way. So after the overlay is designed, and I've gone through and I've drawn the entire background according to what should fit on the overlay, I have to go into Photoshop. So my software of choice for design is Adobe Photoshop, just because it's what I know. It's what I know best. I like behind the scenes stuff. Thank you. I'm glad you think so. Maybe. Who knows? If I ever get to like going through and animating it properly, it might appear in some other asset. But yes, so I went through and I made everything in Photoshop, just kind of slowly adjusting the design as I saw fit, and then like making adjustments within the screen, and then after I had made things, porting them all kind of in separate layers into OBS. Also, making the train asset, making the train screen took a little bit more work than the other ones, because I had to construct the screen, and then also like go and draw parts of it, go and like redraw parts of it inside. So, hello G, yes, it's new model Bun, and new spud hand. And then animation of things, which is done in Adobe After Effects. Not promoting the Creative Suite or anything. It's just what I've got. But so it's not like a lot of animation. But for me, any animation is a lot of animation. So animate the tree branches. Animate the train, just wiggling these. Just also puppeting these. Alert bubble, that's just a pop-up here down the bottom. It's not like a lot of animation, but it just appears, and there's a little bit of scroll, and it flashes, and that's all. Oh, Osame, thank you for the Bun Drink Water redeem. You guys tired of listening to my frog voice yet? Sophie. Bun's not that good at backgrounds, but it's kind of you to have that kind of dream. Not frog at all. I'm glad. And the stuff that wasn't used was the moving train background, which I didn't actually put into the stream, and then also the moving main chat background, as I mentioned. So I animated these and I tested them, and I just thought they wouldn't quite fit, so I decided to leave them out. Soothing Bun voice, thank you. What frog voice? Always frog. And then aside from this, I also made a ref sheet. So I made a ref sheet for Bun, in which I drew one splash-esque style Bun, with a pseudo background, parts of which are taken directly from my tree background, and then the seat. So a slightly different version of the seat. It's just a tree. It's not this version of the background that I'm using in the model, but it's a different version. And then just another full body from a different angle to cover the different angles. Ref sheet. That will come out too. Then we have the opening screen, which if you like, I can show you. We can go and look at it for a little while. It's something. Yes, please. Gonna see it? I'll show you after this. I'll show you momentarily. What do you think? Field trip, yes, please. You'll see them soon. So for the opening screen, I've done like a little splash. It's just Bun on the front. It's fairly dark, and then I was like, I'm gonna have similar elements ghosted on the front, and I also talked to my my very clever coding friend Thumper Kyosa for their input on some of these designs. Like I consulted Thump about designs as I was doing them. But like maybe we'll add other elements to the screen. Maybe we won't. I'll design it in a way in which we can have the assets, but they won't need them. So maybe the opening screen will include more things over time, but for now it's just my animation and my design. So I've done a little bit of wiggling in the background of the opening, and I did the same for the ending. So I did a splash ending image, which you guys saw in the promotion. So it's the two buns. It's the image of the two buns and the ending, and then similarly to the opening screen, I tried to match some of these elements for the ending. And then yes, so two buns. I love the two buns so much. Thank you for liking the two buns. They also appear in the transition. And so I have a new schedule for no reason at all. I didn't need to have a new schedule. I'm not sure why I made one. I don't even think that this new schedule is necessarily very good, but I made another schedule. So I made another splash of the schedule. I shouldn't have. I don't know why I bothered, but I did. Why did you do it, Bun? Why did you do it, Bun? But I designed the schedule and I've remade it so it's slightly... Bun is not buff. You shouldn't be doing stuff like this, guys. But you'll see it soon enough. I'll show you the schedule soon. It's okay. Like, it's just okay. I don't think it's better than okay, but it's also adjustable in that I could like switch the background around and change the highlight colors. Transition. So the transition that I am using now, which I will just show you again. Ta-da! Is one that I originally designed for... I designed it originally, the bones of this originally, a few months ago for my other my other model, and I never ended up animating or using it. But I thought that I would use the frames of this, or like the bones of this, to animate a transition for myself. I thought that oh, thank you for designing a beautiful bespoke schedule. Hell yeah. Well, everything on this list is bespoke. Everything on this list is bespoke just for Bun. Brackets, tired. But so I decided to just like redesign it a bit to update it to incorporate the new art. And I had been using other art previously, but in using the new art, I decided to add a couple of elements and then switch things around and not have it be too complicated. So the previous, I don't know if you guys remember my previous transition, but it's just a little chibi bun. It also has arrows going from left to right. And so the direction of the transition is the same. But the feeling of this one is slightly different. And then I went and I camped in After Effects for a long time to try and figure out how I wanted it to go through. Also, the transition is 2 seconds long. I know that some people have longer transitions, but for me, I think 2 seconds is actually long enough. I don't like transitions that are longer than 5 seconds. I think it's an unnecessarily long time to be waiting between screens. But this is how I feel on my stream. I don't want a long sting. I don't want a long stinger. I just want it to be snip snip. So for me, 2 seconds is plenty, and this one is 2 seconds. But those are the visual aspects here, and then we have scenarios. So we have 2 of 3 scenarios. We have the Cold Village, and then we have Dear My Horizon. One of them is for Clay, one of them is for Bun. The one I wanted to do for Clay is just because when we met Clay in the first Bun scenario, we didn't get to spend a lot of time with him. We didn't really get to spend a lot of quality time with Clay. So I thought that I would include a little sidetrack story in which you guys could meet Clay and spend a little bit more time with Turt. And in doing so, you might also be able to like get a better feel for the kind of person he is, and also get a glimpse into the kind of relationship that he has with Bun. Small things like that. But so dabbing in the Clay scenario, we have writing and planning both of these scenarios for them to be both about 2 hours long. So we have about 13 or 14 pages each. And then I decided to design the scenario screens differently. Even though I could do them the same, I decided to do them a little bit differently. If you like, we can have a look at them now. Scenario screens. We have Dear My Horizon and Cold Village. Can you guys still hear me? So here we are in the Cold Village screen. Oh, well, 2 hours is better than like the 5.5 hours that I spent with my pal in Bun Law Scenario 1. But here, as you can see, we have my scenario screen with Noah. We have toggle title on, so title logo. We have a list of music. This is how my OBS is arranged, by the way. So we have a list of music and sound effects. Then we have the different toggles in terms of resonance. And then we have dice. And then we have snow. We also have clay. So we have clay on the other side. And then we have the alternating calls. So we have the alternating calls. So these all have to be made, but I designed the frame to be reminiscent of like a camera screen. So all of these are toggles, that's right. And then we have different patterns for different areas, and that's how we designed this screen here. So the resonance is something that I adjust in OBS as well. whereas we have the bubbles for player and dealer. And then we have a little bit of zoom flashbacks down in the bottom, down in the bottom center. Then we have Dear My Horizon. So we have this one is how should we put it? For those of you who watched the scenario, you may remember that it is Bun Jail, the Bun Jail scenario. The dice rolling is not automatically triggered because I am not in Cocofolia. Sadly, I don't have that kind of programming going on. My friends just roll for me manually. And that's why I don't recommend OBS as a software to use for tabletop. It's just that I was already familiar with OBS, so that's why I did my screens here. I think that Cocofolia has a lot more functionality and is a lot more convenient for dice rolling. Similarly, if you are familiar with stuff like Roll20, maybe you could try that. But yeah. The bars were such a cool design in the playthrough. Thank you. So the bars are indeed a knockoff to the fact that you spend a lot of time in a cage. So there are toggle on bars. Toggle on bars for Noah and also toggle on bars for Bun. Have Bun on the other side. We have jail bars Bun. Not at all. When you have to do stuff in OBS, it involves a lot of multitasking, and it's actually just not that practical. It's not. It's not. And I often think about going to learn Cocofolia so that I can use it instead. But I'm so lazy because this is just what I know. This is just what I know. But yeah, so I designed this. I designed these backgrounds differently, just to give the different vibes. I thought that it would be a nice touch. You're right. I just thought it would be a nice touch. Nods. And then, so I don't have a volume. I don't have my mic in either of these fronts. But if we go into it's just a separate scene in which I have a few overlays for the loading on and off. And there you have it. Those are the designs, I guess, pieced out a little bit, done for the scenario screens. Thank you. Thank you so much for the kind words. I never want people to think that in order to play tabletop that you have to have all of these things, or that somehow you have to have fancy designs or fancy toggles or fancy dice rolls or anything like that. For me, I do these things because I think it adds to the feeling. It makes it a little bit more immersive, and I just like it. But realistically, if I was to get on stream with you guys and play a scenario with 2 pieces of music and 2 photos, I think you guys would probably still find it okay. Just, that's how it be. Tabletop is one of those platforms. Bun Creative Wrinkly Brain. Thank you for the kind words about my brain. So in making these scenarios, I had to design the screens, and then I had to make the screens. And sorry, I deleted the sketches I did of the screens, but I did sketches. So the sprites are, so there are 4 characters. There's Noah, there's Clay, there's Bun, and then there's Bun 2. And then Clay and Bun have 2 clothing variants. No, they don't. Bun has Bun has 2 clothing variants. Oh, Pigeon. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Pigeon. Thank you for coming. I am new Bun. Bun new model. And then I did some brief design of the logos. Just little logos for Dear My Horizon and the Cold Village. And made the waiting screens. And then I went through and I assigned all of the different parts in the scenario music, which is something that I always do. Gathered some background images, gathered some video overlays, and then I put it into OBS, and then I organized everything in OBS. And then I arranged them in the script so that I could access them in the script at the right part. And then I made a graphic. That is similar to the first one that I made for for Shinai for trusting you for the first Bun scenario. Director Bun. But yeah, so I did these things for the scenario, and then I put them together, then I ran them with Sol, then we played them, and she very kindly put up with me for 4 hours. And then I made some new Twitch banners, which I will update soon. They're okay. I don't think they're great. They're just okay, but they're different. And then I had to make some promotional things, just some little graphics for re-debut. So make these slides, make the graphic, and then redraw Bun's butt hand as this to the list. This is on the list of to-dos. Otsubun, thank you. So this is the kind of stuff that I put together for this update. And I think that it frequently goes understated by me how much work has to be done in order to put these things together. But like everything that you have to make and do can't just whip itself up out of thin air, right? Like you have to make it. And if you can make it, you have to design it. Bun hand can be stronger than ever. It's just a hand. But here, so this is the start of the behind the scenes. But we'll start by talking about how I made the model. Sorry, I've been talking for so long, guys. We're like 2 hours into this, and we're still flubbering along the way. Your hard work definitely shows through. Thank you. Well, I mean, even if I spend 2 hours talking about how hard I worked, you guys know that I've been working on this for like the past half year, right? For like at least the past half year. It's not a small amount of work, and this isn't even counting the things that I make and throw away. So not every Bun TED Talk. Not at all. It's not a Bun TED Talk. I don't say anything good. But so here is Bun model. Here is the brief. Is that it must look like these. Must look like all the iterations of Bun so far. So here we have Bun 1, and we have Bun 2, and then we have Bun Villain. Bun's so hardworking. Thank you. Appreciate you showing and sharing. Well, thank you for being around as I share. I think that I've mentioned this before, but doing things on your own is fine. But it is hard. It's truly hard. It is, I think, for VTubing in the kind of way that I've been doing it, is not tenable. And I don't think that I can sustain this kind of work for that long, right? Bun alter. So it has to look like me. Like all of these buns so far, they look like me. So I have to look like this. I have to match the aesthetic, the visual. You should be able to look at this bun and recognize that it's me immediately. Like without a doubt, you have to know that it's me. But it also can't look like me. It can't look like any of these. Like, if it's going to be an update, if it's going to be a good update, that will match the bun story, it can't look like these. It has to look like these, but it can't look like these. Do you understand the conundrum? Do you understand the conundrum? Especially when Bun's aesthetic is kind of particular as well. So, something that I knew about going into this particular update is that I wanted to be mostly white. For a number of reasons, Bun's new outfit has to be mostly white. And I know that a lot of VTubers are going white outfit-wise, which makes this a little bit more difficult, makes it a little bit more finicky. I always want to be recognizable and unique just because as VTubers that's kind of what we want. We kind of want to be different from other people in a way that makes our model, our belongings, our stream, ours, right? And it was kind of difficult because now that I'm going up to the fourth Bun update, I've already done a lot of things. Like, I've already done a lot of things for Bun that I like. I like this design. I like my previous design a lot. But it can't look like this. It has to be white. It also can't exactly be a white version of this design. It has to be slightly different. Oh, thank you so much, Yumin Kakuki, for the 100 bits. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Toffee, for the alert sounds. But even though this is like I worked so hard in this model update, and I thought that I had done it. I was like I want to look like this. I'll just like stay looking like this for a while. I was like, when the story updates, I'm not going to look like this anymore. I can't use this model anymore, or at least I need to change in a way that will match the story. This is just a personal desire, and I want to be white. And like, there's so many I'm not going to call anyone out. I'm not going to call anyone out for going white, but there are so many VTubers out there who are wearing white. Like, truly. Truly, there are so many VTubers out there who are wearing white. And it was really difficult for me to think of the right ways to differentiate myself from them without straying from what I felt would be true to Bun's character and story as well. But here are just some things that I've listed in terms of like regular Bun aesthetics. So we have the red, white, pink, black, gold. This is about right. We have red, white, pink, black, gold. Oh, hello, hear me now. Grips, hear me. So for this update, I want white to be the main trait. I want lots of white. Hello, hear me, welcome. I'm doing my behind the scenes scroll right now, just talking a little bit about how I made my model design. So I already know what goes into this lore update, but I want these changes to be reflected in the Bun model. So Bun's usual themes are like sort of fantasy-esque, oriental-esque, with modern aspects, with slight modern traits, and like a general fusion of all of these, which you can kind of see in the way that these progress. They are mostly fantasy, but the aesthetic at the same time doesn't feel like something out of the past accurately. It's just, it has that vibe. It has that vibe is all. I also want it to be asymmetrical because I was asymmetrical in my last update, so I want it to be asymmetrical again. So these themes are similar, but as in addition to all of these traits that I want to embody, I also want this model to look like it's attached to its seat, or like has attachments to something. So that's why we've got tethered. So I was thinking maybe ropes, where I should use said ropes. So this previous model also has ropes. And then I need a chair. I need a seat, but the seat needs to look like something. It needs to look like something that's not exactly a chair. So I was thinking, tree, bun tree. Bun tree is pretty significant. But it also can't be only a tree. Is Bun slowly becoming petrified wood? Who knows? Maybe. I'll become wood, and you can burn me in your fire. And Bun's main flower is the camellia, as you can see, which is always attached to my head. It is the only red flower I have attached to me this time. Any other flowers I have attached to me are white this time. But in general, I still want it to have a slightly elegant feel. But it needs to be less saturated. So I'm toning down the red, I'm toning down the black, it has to be mostly white. And this is a huge challenge for me, like in thinking about how to do it, because I struggled. Now we're going to go into some wonderful bun sketches here. So, sacrilegious. Yeah. So this is what stuff that I draw with a pen looks like. So I'm just thinking at these stages what I want to sit on, how I want it to look. Here I'm sitting in like some kind of globe. I'm thinking about like having a partial globe. I like the globe. I think that like if I had been more skilled, maybe I would have pulled something like this off a little bit better. But in the end, I kind of had to abolish this. I'm just thinking, and like these are design roughs. There's like 20 of these. There's like 20 bun thinking images. Also, at this stage, I'm also thinking about the overlay. So at this stage, like at the very beginning, I'm thinking about the image of everything. Because the image of everything matters. The integration of the model into the overlay, back into the model, back into the feeling of the stream, all of these things, I have to take them into account right at the start. And in order to make them feel cohesive when I'm on the screen doing things, if I don't care about them now, it's a bit too difficult, I think. But I'm just matching to myself. So these sketches were done traditionally. Yes, they were. These are taken with my phone and just ported into Sci. I think that I looked into one of my old Sci files and I had these lying around. But these are from my Bun update. As you can see, I'm sitting. So I'm thinking about sitting up. I'm thinking about having a model that sits at this stage already. Thinking about like changing the logo, what kind of logo I should do. In the end, I don't have a new logo. I don't have a new logo. I just I decided to as you can see, I decided to not have a main logo. I decided to have more of an aesthetic that I hope permeates the rest of my streams. Mostly reusing and recycling the same themed pieces in lieu of having a logo. So I don't have a logo this time around. So many squiggles, I know, it's messy, but this is what it looks like when I'm planning. So as you can see over here, we have this is the foundation of the bun overlay. I already know what I want it to look like and feel like right now, but thinking about how I'm going to implement everything around the front is the biggest issue. So I think at this stage, I want the model to sit. I want the model to sit so that when you guys are with me, you can see my whole model. You can see my leggies. See that I have legs. And then here I'm thinking about having the chat, and then thinking about having like my ticket elements and whatnot. I'm thinking. And all of these sketches and whatnot are visual representations of me thinking. But as you can see, I want tickets. I want tickets at the stage. Tickets right here. Tickets right now. Leggies, that's right. Also, I don't know if you can like make sense of this, but this is the transition. I'm thinking about doing the transition. And the arrows to the side are just a knockoff to the way that my current transition looks. So a straight left to right transition. But so we'll go on. And so here's more bun design roughs. As I mentioned, there's like 20 of these. Like not even joking. There's like 20 different bun thinking sketches. Thinking. I don't know if you guys realize this, but in terms of designing things, the thinking is the hardest part. The thinking is by far the hardest part, and it takes by far the longest time as well. Like, sometimes you can just kind of magic it up, but for me, in this instance, thinking takes precedence. Thinking takes precedence. All the censored faces. My face is here, guys. My face is right here. These are so pretty. Thank you. This is the first sketch in which I felt that I had gotten about on the right path. So as you can see, it's getting closer. We have Bun with a puffy sleeve sort of jacket. We have ropes. We have tethers. We also have the protruding parts out from the legs. Since my model is sitting, you'll be able to see her legs, which is why I've got more design elements in the legs. I'm thinking about how to incorporate the design elements into the legs. And coffin sit. So here we have me thinking about sitting in a coffin. But these other sketches weren't very important, so they got lost in the phone. But you know, I'm still thinking. I'm still thinking, and this is what it looks like when I'm thinking. It's a mess. But this is the quickest and most expedient way for me to reach a result, is by using a pen. And by doing things visually, because I'm a visual person. I'm a visual person who draws. So when we get to talking about the overlays, you'll see that they are pretty similar. But, oh, Humatsuki, thank you. Your mess is beautiful. Does Bun have any badass scars we haven't seen yet? Who knows? Who knows? But this is the first draft that I like. And so I think about using this draft and incorporating the parts that I like. And I still like this outfit. I might bring it up later. I might use this later. But I decided that I don't want this as the final. Also, we're getting closer to the tree seat concept. If we attach these, it looks very much like my current tree. Do you think? So I kind of know what I want here at this point. I'm like, I think I'll sit on a tree. For no other reason than guess Bun will sit on a tree. But yes. So, here we have a draft. And I've got into just kind of dusting it up a little bit more, how I want it to look. Here we get to first color. So I decided to clean it a little bit and see what it looks like colored. Here we have the first draft of the seat as well. I'm thinking about what to incorporate in the seat. As you can tell from what I'm sitting on, that the finish looks pretty similar to this, but it's not exactly the same. There's parts that I ended up botching, parts that I ended up changing. I still wanted to include like the feeling of the globe. I wanted the feeling of Bun to be sitting in like an egg shape almost, like a broken sphere, to somehow be portrayed. But I found it too difficult to like fully pull off, which is why I decided to main on the tree elements, and have her sitting on something that was a little bit more white. But had the seat been more gold, I think it could have also worked. Either way, it's not what I made. But I like this too. I like this draft of the tree seat, but as you can see, it's very similar to what the final is. This, on the other hand, we have the aspects that I wanted to capture, but at this point I already realized it's not white enough. My problem with this outfit is that 1, it's not asymmetrical enough, and 2, it's not white enough. It can't have the same shape as Bun version 3, but how am I going to capture this? And I was lamenting over this for a long time. I was like, this is close, but it's not right. It's not close enough. I think it's okay. But the other issue with this design is that it's too complicated. My reasons for feeling this way is that the design has to be simple enough that I can draw it like pretty quickly in shapes and still have it be recognizable. It's my personal desire that my model designs aren't too complicated. They can't be too complex, otherwise they'll be too hard to draw. And if they're too hard to draw, then I will not be able to draw it. I won't want to draw it again. So it has to be simpler. So, and yeah, once again, it's not symmetrical enough. So I go back and... Oh, Super Grump! Thank you so much for the gift sub to Yumi. Welcome back, Yumi. It's been 8 months in Bun time. Looking like Tamamo Bride. I don't know. I have no idea what it looks like in terms of like references to other characters, but so here is my workable draft. Here is what I decided would be final. So as you can see, it's simplified. I've simplified the shapes. I've removed some of the flowery parts. The leg parts I'm still considering what I want to go here. But so it's mostly white as well. It has enough black and red for it to still have black and red in the design, but it's mostly white, and that is the main desire. That is what I want from this design. It took me a long time to get to this, mostly because I couldn't feel satisfied with anything that I had made up until this point, you know? I kept trying to figure out how to make this character white without making them Vienna, without making them Bao. Sorry. Like, you know, I don't want them to be like them. I don't want it to be that kind of white. And as pretty as they are, they're so beautiful. I don't want to look like that. You see the problem? You see the problem? There's such a problem in trying to look white because there's so many white VTubers and I don't want to be yet another white VTuber. And making a design that's not forgettable is hard. And in the end, it's actually not quite right. So the design that I ended up making, this draft that I went with, it's still not quite right. I think it's okay, and I think it just about hits the points that I wanted to get. But I didn't quite achieve what I wanted. So, you know, who knows if this design will update? It probably won't. I like to think that this is the last time, the last time that I do a big update. But here we have the final draft that I decide to work with. And this is it. This is my final draft. Like, when I draw my model, I am using this to look at. But as you can see, it's pretty simple, right? It's not too much. But at the same time, I think it still looks like Bun. I think it looks enough like Bun for you guys to recognize this as Bun. So we decide to go with this. And also at this point, I'm still thinking about how I want Bun to look. And I'm like, do I want her to look like lazy? Do I want her to look like she's lying back? How do I want to position the legs? How do I want this part to be arranged? And like this is Bun in a pose reading. I'm just thinking. All of this is thinking. Here's another sketch that I did of how I wanted Bun to maybe be positioned. This is pretty close. It's not that close, but it's pretty close. They have seat included. So I'm still drafting the seat. I'm still redrafting the seat and designing these parts. If I could make the model look like this, I probably would. Unfortunately, it's kind of hard to draw it like this. So the end result is different. The end result is different. But here we have this is me drawing. This is accurate color draft wise. This is an accurate color draft to the actual model pieces as I'm drawing them. I'm deciding where I want to position the hand. I'm deciding where I want it to be lit. I'm deciding the tone of all of these whites. And to be honest, it's not very white. Even though I'm dressed in what you can tell is more or less white, it's not that white. So it's slightly off-white. But here we have Bun in the making. And then here we have the model that was made. Now this is what the model looks like after rigging. This is the first version of the model after rigging. As you can tell, it's a little bit more beanie. It's a little bit more beanie now. But the reason why I did it like this is because, as you can see, for use in accurate overlay drafts, I can't make the overlay right without this. I need this image here, which you will see soon, but I need this image to be in all of my overlay drafts because it gives me the best representation of what my overlay will look like, right? Like when you design an overlay for a VTuber, you want to design the overlay using the VTuber's image in the screen because it gives you the best idea of what the stream will look like, right? And my problem is that I couldn't make this model and draw it and arrange it like this. I had to draw all of the parts in a different position so that I could then puzzle them into place because Bun is sitting. As you can see, it's like there's different layers. There's lots of different layers and different parts. So this hair is in front of the legs, which is in front of the back of the legs, which is in front of the arm, which is in front of the hand. The hand is not in front of the hand is higher arranged than the forearm, and so it would go in front of the leg, other stuff like that. All of these parts are in different layers, so one in front of the other. This is how they've arranged them. Because I'm a painter, I had to draw them all in different positions and then arrange them in Live 2D. I had to arrange them in Live 2D to get this result. Does that make sense? So for me to make my overlay, I had to make this first, which really set my overlay back a long time, but I was aware that it probably would. So here's my finished model. It's not perfect, and it's not exactly as I envisioned. It doesn't look the way I wanted it to, but it's pretty close, I think, and I'm satisfied to continue continue using it just like this. So model. This is the model. And here we have my reference. So I made... This isn't what the actual reference sheet looks like. It's a little bit smaller than this, but we have these two separate parts of the reference. So we have Splash, we have Bun Splash, with a Bun Nest Tree. That sounds super hard. It's difficult to get to this stage. Getting to this stage took me a long time, and making the model look about right and still have it be white took me a long time as well. Oh, Riv! River, welcome! Hello, I am Bun. Hello, it is I. I'm just talking about how I made this bun. Can we get this as a reference too? Maybe. Maybe I'll put it up later. But these are just separate images. But the reference sheet looks very similar to this. But yes, so we have the glimpse into the background here with the trees, and then the tree nest. As you can see, the tree looks a little bit different. So it looks a little bit more nest-like, a little bit more nest-like than the actual model. And then we have the other view here, other view of Bun right here. But yeah, so this is what became of the model. This is what I drew for the reference sheet. These two figures here. Most of the tree got covered. Most of the tree got covered as I was putting it on the sheet, putting the bun on the tree. But no, you know, that's fine. It'd be like that. Gosh, I've talked so much. What do you guys think? What do you guys think so far? I mean, I say that I worked pretty hard on this, and I did. I worked pretty hard on this. So I am now talking about it. This is so cool. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Ileana. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for showing us the process. It was so cool to see, was it? I feel like it really represents how small-brained I am, but how much I want to get it right. And I was like super desperate to try and get this right. Try and get this right. Oh, such a joy to see you. Thank you. See the process of your ideas? Oh, thank you, thank you. I'm going to talk about how I do some of my design work now for the overlay. Probably the best place to do this is honestly on the main chat screen, because I spent the most time on that chat screen. I think your hard work is inspiring. I'm glad if it's inspiring. But I don't want people to think that this is like something that everyone should do. And just because you have the means, just because you have the talent, doesn't mean you should do it all on your own. It's not practical. It's not practical. It's not good. Unless you spend like very structured times doing it. I think it's too much. I think it's too much for one person. Well, thank you. Bun Showcase and Bun Documentary once. Bun Hugest Brain, not at all. But the overlay took the most braining. Like for the model, you know that I put a lot of thought into how I wanted Bun to look. The overlay is also really important. How I want the overlay to feel is also really important. I love the aesthetic and vibe. Thank you. Thank you so much. But yeah, so I've made some notes about these screens that I'm thinking about at this stage. This is my main ideation. Like these frames, I took them and I was like, you know, these are good reference. I think that this is kind of the vibe that I'm going for. And one of them is the bun sitting. So I have Bun sitting in this image, and the tickets. I I want tickets, but I don't know where exactly I want them to go inside the screen. I don't want it to look the same as Bun version 3. I want it to look like it has... I want it to look like it's Bun version 3 overlays sun or something. You know, I want it to look better. I want it to feel better. I want it to be immersive. And now that's really difficult. But I want it to be immersive. I want the screen to feel like it has depth. Which is wild hard, guys. It's mad hard. It's mad hard to do this with YouTubing. Oh, thank you, Moy. Thank you for the bun water time. But here's my pen work with what I want in the overlay again. But in this context, I'm just showing you my thoughts. So this is to show once again the direction that I want for the transition. I haven't drawn anything yet, but I'm already envisioning what I'm going to draw. This is actually water. I had a screen planned in which Bun was going to be with water because you know, Dear My Horizon is all about water. I was like, I'm gonna have a screen in which Bun is with the water. I didn't actually make it, but it was meant to have perspective. It was meant to have a sense of perspective with drawn elements. Excuse me. It was meant to have drawn elements and a pond. And then in the pond, there was meant to be a window where I could change video elements. So it was going to have, so just going to illustrate the rest of the screen, maybe Bun would be here. Here's Bun. Yeah. So that would be Bun, and then he would be the pond. Thank you for the Bun Drink Water redeem. I'll drink water shortly. A mental picture of what I want actually. It's pretty close. Here we have kind of like the banner, and then we have kind of like tags. As you can see, I don't have latest follower, latest sub, I just have tags on my side. More water, thank you. Oops. They're tickets. They're always tickets. I want to have a train. For no reason other than I want it, I want to have a train. A train on my overlay screen. So we'll go on into a sketch that I did when I was communicating my design ideas to Thumper. So Thumper said, you know, I'd be happy to code some stuff for your stream, and I was like, oh, that would be great. But the thing is that I don't have my overlay screen designed. Like, I'm still making my model. At this stage when I did this, I was still making my model, and I said, when my model is made, only after then I'll be able to like fully draft out an overlay screen and show you what it is that I have in mind. But this is kind of about right. So I send this to Thumper. I send this screen, and here we have like the tickets and whatnot, and like we have the model, and like this is pretty accurate. For you guys who are on my chat screen earlier, it's fairly accurate, but the main feeling, the thing that I want to highlight here is that my design is meant to be mostly horizontal. And I'm thinking I want it to be horizontal versus my Bun screen last time, which was mostly vertical. So Bun version 3 had mostly vertical elements. This Bun, I was like, I'll have more horizontal because Bun is sitting. And so this opens up more options for making a design with the screen. But I want the screen to look nice even if I'm not on it, which is a big ask. I also want the screen to look nice no matter where I am on it, which is also a big ask. These are the things that I want. I don't think I've ever had such big like prospects for an overlay before, but like this brief is so difficult. the brief of stuff that I want for this design is already so difficult. And I'm thinking maybe it's not practical for me to try and achieve all of these things. Because most of the time for VTubers, I think it's enough if your overlay looks nice. Like, not gonna lie, if your overlay looks nice, like that is great. Just want an overlay that looks nice sometimes. But here I am, I'm thinking, you know, I want it to have this feeling, and then I want it to have this look, and then I want it to have depth. Why do I want it to have depth? Why do I want the screen to have depth? I'm stupid. But, you know, that's the desire. And, I'm gonna draw a background, and I'm gonna draw something rather. I'm gonna go make these tickets. I'm gonna use these tickets. Blah blah blah. Makes a place to have my alerts. Gonna add some branches. Gonna make it look like a scene. I have all of these aspirations. I have all of these aspirations. So I drew this to communicate my ideas to Thumper, and I'm trying to commit to a design. But this is what it looks like back then. So I'm thinking maybe instead of branches I'll have vines. So this is what these are. These are like vines, and maybe I'll have vines. I don't know, and maybe I won't. Here's where my model will go. And so here I've just separated everything by shadow. And you can kind of... Oh, sleep well, Ash. Thank you so much for coming. I've been talking for way too long. I've decided to like try and arrange everything by shadow to see how it will appear on the screen. I'm gonna have my dock at the bottom. Maybe here we'll have the donor. Maybe here we'll have alerts. I'm still thinking about logo / tickets. I'm still thinking about having a logo on the tickets here. All of these things are just the process of thought as to what I want, because I kind of know what I want by this stage. Even as I'm making this overlay, I know what I want from the overlay. It's just thinking about how I can appropriately achieve this look. So, here's my shame. Here's my real shame. This is my working mock-up. I'm not going to tell you how long it took me to make this, but it took me like an entire day to make this. With added hours here and there. Just like overtime, it took me like an entire day. Losing my mind thinking back. My friends, my very hardworking pals who were in call with me were around as I was making this. But this is an accurate picture, like a very accurate picture of how I want the overlay to look. When I first made this, I hadn't had this background, so this is the actual background that I made. I ghosted this in later. At the very beginning, I wouldn't have had this. I would have just had like I would have had like scrolls with like shadows of like the vibe that I wanted, like so I would have had like stuff like this in the background, and then like I would have used it to draw. I would have used it to draw what I want, you know. So this is my mock-up. This is what I drew my background with. Like I had drawn these elements behind this, and then I went back and I drew the entire thing. I painted the entire thing based on what I did here. And everything that I've made is based on this image here. As you can see, it's using my my model image. Here we have the branches. So here we have the branches real clear. You can see they're here and here. This is where they are on the actual screen. Here we have the chat. I don't know what I want, so I'm just arranging them approximately where I want them in stream. I don't know where I want the tabs, but they should be around here. But here we have what it looks like. From afar, it looks quite accurate, right? When you go up close, you can see that it's all scroll. It's all scroll. But I know what I want. I know what I want. And this part takes me a long time because it's thinking. But I make this in Sai. I make this in Paint Tool Sai. I know that some people don't like draw stuff when they're doing designs. They just like maybe they'll do mapping, or they'll mock up in some other way. But for me, everything that I care about designing, or like that I have a thought about designing, I will probably draw first. I'll probably draw it first because that's fastest for me visually. And it gives me the best idea of what it will look like. Because this is what my overlaid screen looks like. Like it looks like this. It's faster. It's faster than me going into Photoshop and tinkering, because I'm really... Oh, Silent, thank you so much for the resub. Bun flowers in my eyes because of dear Oshipa. Thank you for the kind words, and thank you for coming back for 8 months silent. It's good to see you. Hello, it is Bun. I am just I'm explaining how I designed my current overlay. But yes, so I have my model, and then I make a mock-up of what my background should look like, and then I draw the background accordingly. I've put the background in it for this. It looks approximately like this. Like, it's not the same. The top here we have alerts. I was thinking about what I would do for the alerts, what I would have ghost in or what I would scroll. They're mostly thoughts. I have this little alert button that pops up. It's not that big, not that intrusive. It's just a little bubble. But so like this part takes me a really long time because this is where everything gets finalized in terms of what I will make in Photoshop. Like, if I don't have this, I would have a really hard time in Photoshop. So keep that. Thank you for the kind words. It is a bun. The bun got omitted though. In the end, I was like, there's not enough space. I'm just gonna remove the bun. But here we have the other mock-ups I did as well. So I drew everything. Like, just before we get into it, like, if you think that I drew it, you're right. I drew it first. Not everything that I design I draw first, but if I draw a design, it usually becomes easier to make. So that's why I do it. It's just how my brain works. It's just how my brain works. Here we have the train. Train looks just like this. Here we have a place where I think I'll put the chat. I already decide to myself I'm going to make the frame and then I'm going to move the frame. I designed it with this perspective because I think it will look about right with Bun sitting here. Like Bun, like the seating angle of Bun is kind of set. Like, I don't have a lot of variation in the way that Bun sits angle-wise. So the perspective of the train has to kind of look appropriate. So I decide on something like this, and then I go into Photoshop and I make a bunch of rounded rectangles. And I'm like, this'll do, this'll do. But then we have like the additions. I'm thinking I want this window here. I want this window here to like go over here and at the window, which it does. I've made this happen. And then I also want this tablet. I decide on doing the Bun Kindle fairly early. I'm like, I think this will be a good touch, because when I read for a long time, I know some people might like fall asleep, or maybe if anyone is interested, they would want to read along. Who knows? Maybe they don't. Maybe I won't turn it on. Maybe I will turn it on. It's just like a little interactive widget, which I think adds a little bit more interactivity into streams where there's not a lot happening. Layouts on the reds. Oh, thank you. Nice touch. The thing is that like all of these overlays, like this one included, I've designed them with feeling in mind because of the kind of content that I make. Like, and this is something that I've mentioned before, but I am a boring content creator. I read books. Not even do I read books on stream, I read 19th century fiction on stream. Like, that's my shtick. And I need my stream to if stream lags, it definitely helps. I'm glad if you think or you envision it helping. But like, my stream itself, I already know probably isn't going to change a lot. It's just gonna be Bun existing, Bun doing whatever. I just want it to be a space where people can come and feel like it's comfortable to look. Like, it was very high priority for me to make the space comfortable to look at. And like, this is like in all aspects. But like, even when I'm not doing a lot, even when I'm not necessarily like playing games or screaming or blah blah blah. Maybe there's not a lot happening on screen, but I still want the stream to feel good. And I also want there to be depth. I said this before, but I wanted it to feel immersive. I wanted it to have more depth than like most VTuber screen overlays. And one of the reasons why this is achievable for me, one of the reasons why, you know, if you're thinking about doing VTubing, why this might be a little bit harder to pull off, is that, like, I draw and I make all of my assets, right? So that's model and overlay included. And not only is that overlay included, but it's background included. So I also design my background to fit my model and vice versa. So my model is also, it also has like a root in my overlay screen itself. And so these two things match. And the reason why I can create a sense of greater immersion, I'm not going to say it's like full immersion, but the reason why the screen has a little bit more depth, not only because of the background blur, tree puns, not only can you see that there is some depth in the background, like because of the blur, but Bun doesn't look like super foreign. I don't look extremely estranged from my background. This is... I'm meant to look like I kind of belong here. No matter what size I am, or no matter where I am on the screen, there is a feeling of depth. Not just, like, looking. Not just looking. Thank you. This is very difficult, I think, for most VTubers. You know, VTubers who have, like, background rooms, who have, like, their VTubers sitting at the front in a chair, who have, like, a background room, there's, like, a sense of depth, right? But it's not a lot. You still feel like you're looking into a background. Most of the time. Like, I'm not going to say that as an offensive thing, just because that's what it is. But that's why I have the branches at the front, to give you a little bit of depth there. Bun a painting come to life. Thank you, VOD. Thank you, Tato. So kind. But the reason why this is possible is also because everything on the screen is also drawn by me. Like, from the model to the assets. And so therefore it's all in my style. And it makes the look a little bit more cohesive. Knots. Does that make sense though? That's some of the reasoning behind how these overlays were constructed and why they feel and act as they do. Thank you. But yes, so as you can see, I have kind of after making the model, I can make these screens, and you have kind of a clear expectation of what the overlay screen looks like from seeing these. Here we have the drawing screen, in which I have my block text. I've written my block text here. My chat is originally tilted. My chat was originally tilted to match the tickets, but I was like, you know what? This is probably going to get tiring to look at, so I'm just going to leave it horizontal. Just going to leave it horizontal. Hello, Gon. Thank you so much for the kind words. But yes, these are my widescreen roughs. Michael, thank you. Thank you for the resub. Welcome back for 22 months, for all of the months, for a gazillion months. Also, I added in some bonus views into the past. If you guys would be interested in seeing my other workings. Yes, it's the other Gon. So I had made this originally for one of my endings for Bun 2, I think. It was a Bun music box. We have a little bun in a globe. And that's why I asked the talented alchemist who did my background music to my background music. I'm using it in my ending now to do a music box version just for fun. But here, so as you can see, I've always been drawing my overlays. Some of you will remember this bun. This is from a long time ago now. Oh, thank you. but this is using the Bun version 2 model. These are the mock-ups that I drew and arranged for the different screens. So here we have like the head pat screen over here. Then we have like the wide screen over here, which is slightly different to the drawing screen. Like I didn't want this time. I didn't want to have two screens for widescreen and drawing. So I made a toggle on and off. Bun 2.0, that's right. Bun 2.0. We have main chat over here. Then we have reading. I don't know why I wanted this to be different, but I think I wanted this. This here. I wanted this, which is for title Limco. Now I have a little toggle on-off tab, but then we have camera over here as well. Back when I had a coffin. So this is Bun version 2, drafts and mock-ups. You can see a pattern. You can see a pattern. This is how I work, and this is how I think best. When I draw it, not only is it a little bit faster. Thank you for the Bun Drink Water redeem. Not only is it a little bit faster, but it gets the point across to me quick enough. Like if I start with a blank canvas, it's too hard for me to progress. But here's my Bun 3.0, some of the Bun 3.0 sketches that I dredged out from the depths. Thank you, Q, for the Bun Drink Water redeem. But as you can see, there's mock-ups for almost all of my previous assets. So here's the main chatting screen. Like, these are in black and white, but don't be mistaken, I took a long time to draw these as well. Because all of the thinking has to be done here. But as you can see, it looks like my previous chatting page, right? For those of you who are familiar, who remember what it looks like, doesn't it look familiar? This is how this is planned, and how I plot these things out. And I don't know if it is helpful or interesting to look at these things. Oh, here is... So back when I wanted to do another Bun game screen, it looked a bit like this. So I also had different arrows. I also had the wheel of destruction. The wheel of destruction over here. And it would spin and there would be a picker here. So this is what it looked like before. It might come back someday. Probably won't. The concept is nearly identical to how it came out. It looks like that from afar. It looks nearly identical to how it came out from afar. But the changes that I make in program, the changes that I make during the designing of these aspects is also pretty important, and it also takes me quite a long time because even as I'm making in program and comparing it with the sketch, I'm still adjusting. I'm still making adjustments to the design. Nods. So here's my design for the coffin. We have the design on the front. We have all the roots. Doing all of my roots. So we have my design for the watermark. I think I had a donor bar once upon a time, but I took that off because who knows? Your designs are so methodical and will have a purpose. Depends. I have a purpose in making stuff for Bun because Bun has a very particular story and also has a particular aesthetic. And my stream is also very particular in the stuff that I do and the stuff that I will be streaming, right? And by nature as a streamer, I'm quiet. Like, I don't have a lot happening usually. My stream is usually based on like conversation and drawing, and maybe there's a bit of roleplay. Bearing in mind that that most of my streams next week are sort of game based. For the most part, I am pretty quiet. And you know, I think maybe there's a theme of comfy streamers. I have my own strengths, and I try to put across those strengths and making my overlay and forming it into a space where I can do these boring things, but not have it be too boring. The desire is that it's not too boring, but who knows. Oh, Rena, hello! Yes, I've been talking for the past 2.5 hours. Actually, longer than that now. Just about my process. Took me forever, but here we are. So this is Bun version 3. I had a tabletop window that I designed for like use, but this never got used. But yeah, so all of my screens and whatnot, all of the screens had sketches. We're going to go into my other working design. So here's my opening screen. My opening screen, we have the main drawer. Then we have the mock-up with the design, like approximately where I want text. We have the schedule. So this is the design for the schedule. Using a different splash. Then we have the transition. So this is what the transition looks like, sort of midway through. Oh, thank you for the kind words. We're almost done, guys. We've almost made it through the hard yards. The hard yards of all the talking. But here I will show you what these screens look like in practice. And here is what the schedule looks like. But you like all the talking? Thank you, Livid. Thank you. So that's the actual waiting screen. And here's what the schedule looks like. If I can get for you an example of what it looks like filled out, we have something that looks a bit like this. So it's gone through just a couple of changes up until then. But here it is. And indeed, this is my schedule. This is my coming schedule. On Monday we have Kata wa Shoujo continued. I'm gonna go and romance a different girl. In Kata wa Shoujo. Love the yellow. Thank you for liking the yellow. It's a bit unusual for Bun to be yellow, but this time I have a little bit of yellow in the schedule. If I wanted to change the background image though, I could change it. But so many ice cream streams lately. I might not go through with it. But here's the background. So here's the full background, in which you can see Bun and some books, but we've paired that away for the schedule. On Wednesday we have Fall Guys with Hal. Mr. Hal, who I think has gone to sleep. Oh no, Hal's still here. Full buns. That's right. We have Fall Guys with Hal. And then on Thursday we have Tower of Fantasy. Now I picked up Tower of Fantasy because my friends are playing it, and they said to me, it's okay. Like, it's just a place where we can gather and play together. I am playing Arbor. So I'm playing with my cat Calf / Rat Raff pals. Oh, thank you for the kind words. I think the drawer is a bit naff, honestly. I did this drawer for the schedule, and I was like, it's not really it. I missed the mark with this drawer, so we might replace it later. But yes, I'm playing TOF with Arbor. Bun and TOF would be cool. I'm playing my girl. Lady Death. Yes, I'm playing Arbor, and my Rat Raff Cat Calf pals are playing their Cat Calf characters too. Nods. And then on Saturday, if I hate myself, I'll eat ice cream with you guys. For no reason at all. Do you remember that I bought some dairy-free ice cream before? It was like chocolate. I said I'd bought this ice cream, and I was like, maybe I'll eat it with you guys. And then I put off the stream. I put off the ice cream eating stream. Oh, visit Moi. Oh, I could visit Moi anytime. Oh, Silent! I am so bad at Tower Fantasy. I can't even stress to you how bad I am, but I am just that bad. I'm so bad. Ice cream stream. We'll see. We'll see. If I hate myself, we will do it. But if I feel like just a little bit of Bun self-preservation in there, we won't go through with it. How long does ice cream last with you? Well, I bought that ice cream a few months ago. The chocolate ice cream. I haven't touched it. G Fun parkour. I played with G. I played with G and she was just watching me fail at climbing things. It was so bad. And then I accidentally zoomed off the side of one of the towers, like right off the cliff. It was horrendous. Anyway, that's what it looks like when I play TOF, is going places that I didn't intend to go. Anyway, shockingly enough, maybe a month ago when I went shopping, I bought, actually it was maybe a few weeks, I saw that they were selling Ben & Jerry's, like a pint of Ben & Jerry's that was dairy free, and I was like, oh wow, I could have Ben & Jerry's and like eat it on stream, and maybe I wouldn't die. And I bought it, and I went all the way home and I opened my freezer and I looked into my freezer and there was the other untouched pint of ice cream. And I was thinking to myself, why? Why did I do it? Why did I do it? Why did I buy this? Why did I buy this? When am I gonna eat this? When am I gonna eat this ice cream? When have I ever eaten ice cream? What am I gonna do? I guess I'm gonna have to do an ice cream stream. So we might have an ice cream party if you guys want to join me to have ice cream on Saturday. We might eat ice cream. I might chicken out, but thumbs up. Thumbs up. No more pints. Only single serving. But anyway, so this is my new schedule. This is my actual working schedule for the 22nd to the 28th. This is what the schedule looks like filled out. I decided to maybe just like botch the. It's easier to just take them away. So, ice cream stream maybe. Good morning, Lollipop. Wow, welcome. It is the Bun stream. So back to my works in progress. You can see that they pretty much look the same, right? You can see that from the sketch that I made, they look very similar. Just this helps. For me, this helps. Obviously, there are some changes, some differences in the way that I decided to do things and arrange things. But excited for Bun time as well. I'm trying to be a little bit more alive. I'm hardly alive at the moment, but nods. We'll get to it. Thank you for the Bun time. Also, I included the sketch that I did for the graphic. So you can see that, there are some changes that I made between the sketch that I did and the final that was created. So, thank you so much for the Bun time. So originally that side was white, and I had done a cutaway using the text, like using a mask. Thank you, Hal. Thank you for the kind words about my work. It looked a little bit different. I was going for something that was slightly edgy because this is a slightly edgy image. But we have Storybun's new model time plan reveal. Like that's the graphic. Thank you for the Bun time, but please I hope you'll be around for a long time. So that's it. This is like, you can just see very visually how my brain works. Like it's a mess, and it's like it always changes, but but this is generally how I make things. And since it's like design, I'll go back through and I'll make adjustments according to what I think is more readable, what I think is more practical for the situation. Here we have the 19 in red, but I switched most of the text to white so that it would be... So for readability's sake, obviously on the left we are using text that is not like super readable in the first place. Like this font is not super readable. It looks pretty decorative. It is decorative. It's decorative font. But it should still be pretty clear that that's what it says, Story Bun's new model. Highlight the time nods. Highlight the time. Hide the face, because hide the face always. Time. And other stuff is just for decoration. But yeah. Nod. Nod, nod, nod. Nod, 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 nod. And now we'll say goodbye to Bun Spadam. Bye-bye, Spadam. And back to the front. Intense surgical designing. They all turned out so lovely. Thank you for the kind words. So I really did put a lot of effort into the thinking and the creation of the assets for this debut, even in the little things. So here we have the Bun tablet, which once again moves. So if I want to read, for example, I want to read over here, then I can go and I can turn on my chat on the side. Nods. Right. But here we have the Bun reading tablet. It's horizontal, just in case, I suppose. Nods. Nod, nod, nod. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to see? Anything else that you wanted me to do? It's been 3 hours and all I did was talk about how I made it all. I'm kind of ashamed. I'm kind of ashamed at how time inefficient I've been. All the thinking paid off your VTuber looks. Thank you. Thank you very much for the kind words. Move a little bit closer. We would like you to... Is the model capable of rat jamming? No, it is not. Okay, thank you so much for the $10 dono. Adding it to the Bun Time Fund. I don't have a rat jam available. However... Hold on. Where is it? It's here. I have something special made by the very talented Porsu. We have Bun Rat Jam. Bun Rat Jam. Bun Rat Rave. Bounces along. Bounces along. Yee-haws. It's so good. It's fantastic. Thank you so much for making this port. I'm jamming with the rats. I'm jamming with the rats. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. But yes, a fantastic screen, which I'm sure will appear again later too. Thank you for the bun time, guys. Thank you for the bun time. It's always bun time here in stream. I'm glad you liked Rat Jam. Now, it's already been 3 hours. I hadn't intended to be here for so long. I literally thought it would only take me an hour to talk about how I made everything, but here we are clocking in at 3. I deeply apologize if you guys were on a tight schedule. But and you talked fast too. I tried to talk through everything fast. But I was going to read you a story, but I don't know if I have time. I don't have time to read this story. Like a Bun feature film. I can't make a Bun feature film, but I'm literally... Thank you. Thank you for listening to me talk. Story time? Possibly? The Room with Bun. Okay, I'm going to add... Some of you know this, but my favorite terrible movie of all time is The Room by Tommy Wiseau. And I was going to do a very cursed stream in which we read the entire script together. I made it a plan. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read the script. I'm gonna read the entire cursed script of this cursed movie, and everyone is going to think that I am entirely insane. But the room, that's right. Pigeon. Yes. Also, I watched The Disaster Artist with Mazu the other day. I did not hit it. I did not. But anyways, exactly. Exactly. I'm going to do it sometime. I'm going to do it. Lisa, you're tearing me apart. Extremely quotable, extremely memorable, for all of the wrong reasons. Haku, I did not. Exactly. So, I will definitely read The Room sometime on stream, but you know, I said I would sing a song. I don't know if I will. I don't know if I should actually sing the song because I'm pretty beat, and I don't know if it's something that you guys would want to listen to. But wheezes. Huff puff. Excuse me. No, I mean, his accent is really hard to imitate, honestly. Oh, thank you, Osamu, for the bun drink water. I will have a sip of water. It's okay. You guys didn't come here to hear me sing. Maybe just his intonations then. Well... Oh gosh, you wanna read for Johnny? Hal? You wanna read for Johnny, the good old American man? James Franco did his accent so well. So well. It was really good. I was very impressed. Nods. I'd love to hear you sing if you're not too tired. Really, Hal? A script read-through with Hal? Yeah, man. I would love that. I would love that. That sounds like quality time with my pal. Like to know, Johnny. I'm not sure you do, Lollipop. Not sure you do. But we might get to know him soon. I'm so tired, but every time I do a debut, I do a little sing, even if the sing is awful. So the song that I was thinking of singing. Oh, Hal! Thank you for coming, Beatbox Bun. No, I think I'm gonna sing. Maybe I'll sing a song, a short song. Mayhaps not short. I make it a note to sing a song, even though I shouldn't be allowed to sing songs. Should we do it? Should we do it? Good night, Hal. Bun sing yes. Bun sing badly. Where should I go? Where should I go to sing this song? Should I just sing it here? In the chat screen? Or should I sing it in the train? Maybe not. Bun jam time. I'm not very good at singing, and I don't know why I keep trying to do it on stream because it's shrugs, not a good idea. But you wanna do it on the train? You want me to go on the train? You wanna see too? Oops, I think we lagged a little bit there. Space Jam. Starry screen? You know what? You know what we'll do? Is let's go back. Let's go back to the main screen. I'm gonna badly sing a song, I guess. Gonna rattly sing a song. I think the song that I was going to sing, based on what I had written in the notes, is Shoujo Day. Now, I... Karaoke bliss, not at all. My mouth rigging might go a little bit off kilter here and there, but... but I guess we can run through like a at snail pace. And then we can go and read. Then we can go and read in the train. I need to stop making this a tradition, honestly. I shouldn't do it anymore. Wait, does this change my volume? Are? flashback セミの声二度とは帰らぬ君ドアにちぎれてくお揃いのキーホルダー夏が消し去った白い肌の少女に悲しいほど取りつかれてしまいたい透明な君は僕を指出してたララララララララ lost my voice. Yeah, bye. Well, that went well. I've done it. I've sung my yearly song. I've sung my yearly song. After 3 hours of talking. Thank you. Thank you for the Bun Drink Water redeem. I'm so bad, but just doing it. Oh, so much Bun Drink Water. No. No. I shouldn't be allowed to do karaoke on stream. And somehow every time I try to sing during debut, it always ends up being exceedingly scuffed. Yeah, bye. Oh, no, not at all. Thank you for listening to Terrible sing. It was great. So kind. I wouldn't listen to me saying that, but my voice is also disappearing. So sorry, friends. So sorry, friends. You deserve better. Maybe I'll sing properly. Sing maybe not Shoujo Day, but who knows? Maybe Shoujo Day sometime. Rest soon, Bun. Bun will rest soon. But I did say that I would read a story. So, thumbs up. Thumbs up. Oh, River, take care. Thank you so much for dropping by. I'm so sorry that you had to listen to me sing. You shouldn't have stayed this long. Shouldn't have stayed this long, guys. But I said I'd read a story, which is the classic, the backbone of Bun streams. No, Signy. I am so sorry. I'm both exceedingly tired and my voice has vanished. But maybe we'll get to wipe that out of the VOD. Who knows? Don't listen to it, pals. But one more read for the road. It might be about 15 minutes, a 15-minute read. And then I can finally call it quits. Finally call it quits on the Bun debut. Oh yes, there's a reflection in the window. It's Bun reflection. Where should I move it? We'll move it here. You can still see a glimpse of... Actually, no, it's better you don't see that face. It's better you don't see that face. We'll just leave Bun tablet here. So the story that I think I wanted to read for you guys is none other than The Happy Prince. It's Oscar Wilde. Yes, it's Wilde. I do read a fair bit of Wilde on this channel. But for this, I think we'll put on my original Bun Version 3 background music. All of my previous background musics will still make an appearance. And for good measure, let's have Dango Friend. Let's have Dango Friend with us. What do you say? Cozy friend Dango. Nods. Let's maybe here. Maximum comfy achieved. Dango! Yes, the Dango has come back. But we're going on a little journey. Going on a little journey with Bun. So, this is one of my favorite stories. Once upon a time, my friend asked me to read it for her going to bed, and I kept it. And occasionally I would read it to others as well. So, Dangle and Signy both nods. So this story is called The Happy Prince by Oscar Wilde. High above the city, on a tall column, stood the statue of the Happy Prince. He was gilded all over with thin leaves of fine gold. For eyes, he had 2 bright sapphires, and a large red ruby glowed on his sword hilt. Can everyone hear me well? I didn't turn reverb on for singing or anything, but yes, good. He was very much admired indeed. He is as beautiful as a weathercock, remarked one of the town councillors, who wished to gain a reputation for having artistic tastes, only not quite so useful. He added, fearing lest people should think him unpractical, which he really was not. Why can't you be like the Happy Prince? Asked a sensible mother of her little boy who was crying for the moon. The Happy Prince never dreams of crying for anything. I am glad there is someone in the world who is quite happy, muttered a disappointed man as he gazed at the wonderful statue. He looks just like an angel, said the charity children as they came out of the cathedral in their bright scarlet cloaks and their clean white pinafores. How do you know? Said the mathematical master. You've never seen one. But we have in our dreams, answered the children, and the mathematical master frowned and looked very severe, for he did not approve of children dreaming. One night, there flew over the city a little swallow. His friends had gone away to Egypt 6 weeks before, but he had stayed behind, for he was in love with the most beautiful reed. He had met her early in the spring, as he was flying down the river after a big yellow moth, and he had been so attracted by her slender waist that he had stopped to talk to her. "Shall I love you?" said the swallow, who liked to come to the point at once, and the reed made him a low bow. So he flew round and round her, touching the water with his wings and making silver ripples. This was his courtship, and it lasted all through the summer. "It is a ridiculous attachment," twittered the other swallows. "She has no money and far too many relations." And indeed the river was quite full of reeds. Then, when the autumn came, they all flew away. After they had gone, he felt lonely and began to tire of his lady love. "She has no conversation," he said, "and I'm afraid that she is a coquette, for she's always flirting with the wind." And certainly, whenever the wind blew, the reed made the most graceful curtsies. "I admit that she is domestic," he continued, "but I love traveling, and my wife, consequently, should love traveling also." "Will you come away with me?" he said finally to her, but the reed shook her head. She was so attached to her home. "You have been trifling with me," he cried. "I'm off to the pyramids. Goodbye." And he flew away. All day long he flew, and at night time he arrived at the city. "Where shall I put up?" he said. I hope the town has made preparations." Then he saw the statue on the tall column. "I will put up there," he cried. "It is a fine position, with plenty of fresh air." So he alighted just between the feet of the happy prince. "I have a golden bedroom," he said softly to himself as he looked round and he prepared to go to sleep. But just as he was putting his head under his wing, a large drop of water fell on him. What a curious thing," he cried. "There is not a single cloud in the sky. The stars are quite clear and bright, and yet it's raining. The climate in the north of Europe is really dreadful. The real used to like the rain, but that was merely her selfishness." Then another drop fell. "What is the use of a statue if it cannot keep the rain off?" he said. "I must look for a good chimney pot." And he determined to fly away. But before he opened his wings, a third drop fell, and he looked up and saw... What did he see? The eyes of the happy prince were filled with tears, and tears were running down his golden cheeks. His face was so beautiful in the moonlight that the little swallow was filled with pity. "Who are you?" he said. "I am the happy prince." "Why are you weeping then?" asked the swallow. "You've quite drenched me." "When I was alive and had a human heart," answered the statue, "I did not know what tears were, for I lived in the palace of Sanssouci, where sorrow is not allowed to enter. In the daytime I played with my companions in the garden, and in the evening I led the dance in the great hall. Round the garden ran a very lofty wall, but I never cared to ask what lay beyond it. Everything about me was so beautiful. My courtiers called me the happy prince, and happy indeed I was if pleasure be happiness. So I lived, so I died, and now that I am dead, they have set me up here so high that I can see all the ugliness and all the misery of my city, and though my heart is made of lead, yet I cannot choose but weep." "What? Is he not solid gold?" said the swallow to himself. He was too polite to make any personal remarks out loud. "Far away," continued the statue in a low, musical voice. "Far away in a little street, there is a poor house. One of the windows is open, and through it I can see a woman seated at a table. Her face is thin and worn, and she has coarse, red hands, all pricked by the needle for she is a seamstress. She is embroidering passion flowers on a satin gown for the loveliest of the Queen's maids of honor to wear at the next court ball. In a bed, in the corner of her room, her little boy is lying ill. He has a fever and is asking for oranges. His mother has nothing to give him but river water, so he is crying. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, will you not bring her the ruby out of my sword hilt? My feet are fastened to this pedestal, and I cannot move." "I am waited for in Egypt," said the swallow. "My friends are flying up and down the Nile and talking to the large lotus flowers. Soon they will go to sleep in the tomb of the great king. The king is there himself in his painted coffin. He is wrapped in yellow linen, embalmed with spices. Round his neck is a chain of pale green jade, and his hands are like withered leaves." "Swallow, swallow, little swallow," said the prince, "will you not stay with me for one night and be my messenger? The boy is so thirsty, and the mother so sad." "I don't think I like boys," answered the swallow. "Last summer, when I was staying on the river, there were 2 rude boys, the miller's sons, who were always throwing stones at me. They never hit me, of course. We swallows fly far too well for that, and besides, I come of a family famous for its agility, but still, it was a mark of disrespect. But the happy prince looked so sad that the little swallow was sorry. "It is very cold here," he said, "but I will stay with you for one night and be your messenger." "Thank you, little swallow," said the prince. So, the swallow picked out the great ruby from the prince's sword and flew away with it in his beak over the roofs of the town. He passed by the cathedral tower where the white marble angels were sculpted. He passed by the palace, heard the sound of dancing. A beautiful girl came out onto the balcony with her lover. "How wonderful the stars are," he said to her, "and how wonderful is the power of love." "I hope my dress will be ready in time for the state ball," she answered. "I've ordered passion flowers to be embroidered on it, but the seamstresses are so lazy." He passed over the river and saw the lanterns hanging to the masts of the ships. He passed over the ghetto, saw the old Jews bargaining with each other, weighing out money in copper scales. At last, he came to the poor house and looked in. The boy was tossing feverishly on his bed, and the mother had fallen asleep. She was so tired. And he hopped and laid the great ruby on the table beside the woman's thimble. Then he flew gently round the bed, fanning the boy's forehead with his wings. "How cool I feel," said the boy. "I must be getting better." And he sank into a delicious slumber. Then the swallow flew back to the happy prince and told him what he had done. "It is curious," he remarked, "but I feel quite warm now, although it is so cold." "That is because you have done a good action," said the prince. The little swallow began to think, and then he fell asleep. Thinking always made him sleepy. When day broke, he flew down to the river and had a bath. "Oh, what a remarkable phenomenon," said the professor of ornithology as he was passing over the bridge. "A swallow in winter." And he wrote a long letter about it to the local newspaper. Everyone quoted it. It was full of so many words that they could not understand. "Tonight I go to Egypt," said the swallow, and he was in high spirits at the prospect. He visited all the public monuments, sat a long time on top of the church steeple. Wherever he went, the sparrows chirped and said to each other, "What a distinguished stranger!" So he enjoyed himself very much. When the moon rose, he flew back to the happy prince. "Have you any commissions for Egypt?" he cried. "I'm just starting." "Swallow, swallow, little swallow," said the prince. "Will you not stay with me one night longer?" "I'm waited for in Egypt," answered the swallow. "Tomorrow my friends will fly up to the second cataract. The river horse couches there among the bulrushes, and on a great granite throne sits the god Memnon. All night long he watches the stars, and when the morning star shines, he utters one cry of joy, and then he is silent. At noon the yellow lions come down to the water's edge to drink. They have eyes like green beryls, and their roar is louder than the roar of the cataract." "Swallow, swallow, little swallow," said the prince. "Far away across the city, I see a young man in a garret. He is leaning over a desk covered with papers, and in a tumbler by his side there is a bunch of withered violets. His hair is brown and crisp, his lips are red as a pomegranate, and he has large and dreamy eyes. He's trying to finish a play for the director of the theatre, but he is too cold to write anymore. There's no fire in the grate, and hunger has made him faint. I will wait with you one night longer, said the swallow, who really had a good heart. Shall I take him another ruby? Alas, I have no ruby now. My eyes are all that I have left. They're made of rare sapphires, which were brought out of India 1,000 years ago. Pluck out one of them and take it to him. He will sell it to the jeweler, and buy food and firewood, and finish his play. Dear Prince, said the swallow, I cannot do that. And he began to weep. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince, do as I command you. So the swallow plucked out the prince's eye and flew away to the student's garret. It was easy enough to get in, as there was a hole in the roof. Through this he darted and came into the room. The young man had his head buried in his hands, so he did not hear the flutter of the bird's wings. And when he looked up, he found the beautiful sapphire lying on the withered violets. I am beginning to be appreciated, he cried. This is from some great admirer. Now I can finish my play. And he looked quite happy. The next day, the swallow flew down to the harbour. He sat on the mast of a large vessel and watched the sailors hauling big chests out of the holds with ropes. Heave ahoy, they shouted as each chest came up. I'm going to Egypt, cried the swallow, but nobody minded. And when the moon rose, he flew back to the happy prince. I am come to bid you goodbye, he cried. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince. Will you not stay with me one night longer? It is winter, answered the swallow, and the chill snow will soon be here. In Egypt the sun is warm on the green palm trees, and the crocodiles lie in the mud and look lazily about them. My companions are building a nest in the temple of Baalbek, and the pink and white doves are watching them, cooing to each other. Dear prince, I must leave you, but I will never forget you, and next spring I will bring you back 2 beautiful jewels in place of those you've given away. The ruby shall be redder than a red rose, and the sapphire shall be as blue as the great sea. In the square below, said the happy prince, there stands a little match girl. She has let her matches fall in the gutter, and they are all spoiled. Her father will beat her if she does not bring home some money. She is crying. She has no shoes or stockings. Her little head is bare. Pluck out my other eye and give it to her, and her father will not beat her. I will stay with you one night longer, said the swallow, but I cannot pluck out your eye. You would be quite blind then. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince. Do as I command you. So he plucked out the prince's other eye and darted down with it. He swooped past the match girl, slipped the jewel into the palm of her hand. What a lovely bit of glass, cried the little girl, and she ran home laughing. Then the swallow came back to the prince. You are blind now, he said, so I will stay with you always. No, little swallow, said the poor prince. You must go away to Egypt. I will stay with you always, said the swallow, and he slept at the prince's feet. All the next day, he sat on the prince's shoulder and told him stories of what he had seen in strange lands. Told him the red ibises who stand in long rows on the banks of the Nile, catch goldfish in their beaks, of the Sphinx who is as old as the world itself, and lives in the desert and knows everything. Of the merchants who walk slowly by the side of their camels, carry amber beads in their hands. Of the king of the mountains of the moon, who is as black as ebony, worships a large crystal. Of the great green snake that sleeps in a palm tree and has 20 priests to feed it with honey cakes. And of the pygmies who sail over a big lake with large flat leaves and are always at war with the butterflies. "Dear little swallow," said the prince, "you tell me of marvelous things, but more marvelous than anything is the suffering of men and of women. There is no mystery so great as misery. Fly over my city, little swallow. Tell me what you see there." So the swallow flew over the great city, saw the rich making merry in their beautiful houses, while the beggars were sitting at the gates. He flew into dark lanes and saw the white faces of starving children looking out listlessly at the black streets. Under the archway of a bridge, 2 little boys were lying in one another's arms to try and keep themselves warm. "How hungry we are," they said. "You must not lie here," shouted the watchman. And they wandered out into the rain. Then he flew back and told the prince what he had seen. "I am covered with fine gold," said the prince. "You must take it off, leaf by leaf, and give it to my poor. The living always think that gold can make them happy." Leaf after leaf of the fine gold the swallow picked off, till the happy prince looked quite dull and grey. Leaf after leaf of the fine gold he brought to the poor. The children's faces grew rosier. They laughed, played games in the street. "We have bread now," they cried. Then the snow came, and after the snow came the frost. The streets looked as if they were made of silver. They were so bright and glistening. Long icicles, like crystal daggers, hung down from the eaves of the houses. Everybody went about in furs, and the little boys wore scarlet caps, skated on the ice. The poor little swallow grew colder and colder, but he would not leave the prince. He loved him too well. He picked up crumbs outside the baker's door when the baker was not looking, tried to keep himself warm by flapping his wings. But at last, he knew that he was going to die. He had just strength to fly up to the prince's shoulder once more. "Goodbye, dear prince," he murmured. "Will you let me kiss your hand?" "I am glad that you are going to Egypt at last, little swallow," said the prince. "You've stayed too long here, but you must kiss me on the lips, for I love you." "It is not to Egypt that I am going," said the swallow. "I am going to the house of death. Death is the brother of sleep, is he not?" And he kissed the happy prince on the lips and fell down dead at his feet. At that moment, a curious crack sounded inside the statue, as if something had broken. The fact is that the leaden heart had snapped right in two. It certainly was a dreadfully hard frost. Early the next morning, the mayor was walking the square below in company with the town councillors. As they passed the column, he looked up at the statue. "Dear me, how shabby the Happy Prince looks," he said. "How shabby indeed," cried the town councillors, who always agreed with the mayor, and they went up to look at it. "The ruby has fallen out of his sword, his eyes are gone, and he's golden no longer," said the mayor. "In fact, he's little better than a beggar." "Little better than a beggar," said the town councillors. "And here is actually a dead bird at his feet," continued the mayor. "We must really issue a proclamation that birds are not to be allowed to die here." And the town clerk made a note of the suggestion. So they pulled down the statue of the Happy Prince. "As he is no longer beautiful, he is no longer useful," said the art professor at the university. Then they melted the statue in a furnace, and the mayor held a meeting of the corporation to decide what was to be done with the metal. "We must have another statue, of course," he said, "and it shall be a statue of myself." "Of myself," said each of the town councillors, and they quarrelled. When I last heard of them, they were quarrelling still. "What a strange thing," said the overseer of the workmen at the foundry. "This broken lead heart will not melt in the furnace. We must throw it away." So they threw it on a dust heap where the dead swallow was also lying. "Bring me the two most precious things in the city," said God to one of his angels, and the angel brought him the leaden heart and the dead bird. "You have rightly chosen," said God, "for in my garden of paradise this little bird shall sing forevermore, and in my city of gold the Happy Prince shall praise me." The end. The end. That is the Happy Prince. I remember reading this as a child. It's nostalgic. Oh, thank you. It's a very sad story, but pertinent. Yes, my friend requested this of me many years ago now. Over 10 years ago now. So when I was a younger bun as well. And she said, I would really love to hear this being read by you. And whenever I read it, I think about her as well. This is the first time I've heard Sash read this, but it's so sad. It is a bit sad. Picks up the swallow. But it's a story that I like a lot. Pulls it up. Took a bit longer to read than I had anticipated though. As always, staying here for way too long. Let us go back to... Actually, no. Let's go to... Let's go to our goodnight screen. Bun space. That's right. Bun space. Here we can slowly dial it in for the night. I genuinely had only planned to stream for maybe 2 hours tops, but I apologize that we are now coming up on 4. Phew. I'm tired, Bun. But I don't know if I should bring it up again. I can. But my schedule, my upcoming schedule, just for those of you who weren't here to see it, there's stuff kind of up in the air. But we have a fuller week than I would usually put together. But since I've just come back, I figured I would try to appear a little bit more before you guys. And then after this week, maybe I'll go retire in a hole for a little while. Not that I haven't already been retiring in a hole. But as you can see, there's games on the board. Potential Fall Guys with Hal and potential Tower Fantasy with the rats. Who knows? We shall see. This will be uploaded for you guys to see on Twitter. Although I am sorry because I don't know why I made a new schedule. I liked my previous schedule. Bad decision making as always. Tower of Fantasy, are you going to make a bun? No, I actually I started playing a little bit so that I could meet up with my friends. I'm playing with Arbor, with Lady Death, with my Cat Calf Rat Raff pals. So we're just using our Dragon Nest characters to play TOF. So it's Arbor, or it's kind of Arbor. I've given her longer hair, and also there are no horns, so she has protruding cat ear things. Like honestly, I'm not a gamer. I'm sure you guys know this by now, but I'm not a gamer. I haven't played any games this last month because I've been scrabbling together the last of these assets. No jokes. Like I haven't. Only after I finished did I pick up TOF to go and say hi to them. I'm excited to see Miss Harvard. I'm really bad. I'm really bad at games, but I'm really bad at TOF. Yes, maybe we'll play a few games, have a little fun. Who knows? But now you've seen everything. This is the big unveil. This is it. These are everything that I've been holding off on. The bun model, the expressions. Well, there's not many, but the updated rig. Fun time for bun time. Yes, it's bun time. It's always bun time. Oh, thank you. No, thank you for watching. I'm sorry that it took so long to share all of the things that I had done planning, but I'm sure you realize that it took me much longer to actually make everything. So I guess that time was worth sharing so much fun content. Well, nothing has really changed. There's not a lot of change, if I can be honest. But the visual and maybe the vibe of the stream has been updated a bit. We are now in day mode. I mean, not right now, but the aesthetic is a little bit more day mode now, with white bun. Nods. And I have Dango. Dango has returned. And then the last thing is that you'll be able to see my ending screen. The last part is you'll be able to see my ending screen. No. Thank you for coming. And also thank you again for rat raving. Thanks to Paw. It's very good. I greatly appreciate it. I'm very grateful that anyone ever draws Bun, because Bun's not worth drawing. No. Oh, thank you everyone for coming to the Bun Lore debut. Streams will kind of be the same. I'm just gonna read books, I'm just gonna muck around, and we're probably just gonna come on and vibe. But look, I am sitting! You can see my legs. Bun is definitely worth drawing. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for streaming. Oh, thank you, Tato. I deeply apologize that you had to hear me sing. I hope that all of you could very politely erase that from your memory in the future. Bun bad sing. Notes. But you've seen it all. And at some point, I can't pinpoint an exact date for you, mostly because a lot of things are still in the process. But Bun Lore, Bun White Lore, Part 3 tabletop session. I will try my best to book our busy pal Sol. Thank you for the amazing stream. No, thank you, Livid. Thank you so much. Huff puff. I don't think that there's anything I've forgotten. I will very, very slowly go through and update things. But otherwise, the next planned stream is Katawa Shoujo on Monday. So if you guys would be up for romancing another beautiful lady, another beautiful lass with Bun, then that is happening. For now, no Bun rude, I'm afraid. For now, it is good night. It is good night. Here is my last toggle, though. I have one more toggle, and that is waving hand. Bun Wave has returned. Bun is back to the wave. You can say goodbye to everyone waving. Ah. Wave. Farewell, farewell. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for your support. Good night. Rest well.